for 2022.
Try and avoid the random.
Oh, I dropped mine. That's me.
You again.
Mine. Then I got mine. Thanks, Beth.
Ready, Charlie? See how to show me. Ready, shake, shake, shake. Can I wipe her nose? Shake, go.
Oh, Shana, the ball's good. Katie, put Ryan up. It's cute. I like that. And she's got that much on.
Nicole's Helen, number one's mum. Oh, so you're number one's mum.
Oh, no. Jordy's
The boys call her Patty's mum. And then, no, anything.
Hello and welcome to the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final. The whole season comes down to today. It's Melton versus Sebastopol. Melton being dominant most of the season, only losing the 2 games against North Ballarat and Sunbury. Sebastopol losing 2 weeks to go to Melton in emphatic fashion by 43 points will definitely be in the back of their minds. Sebastopol getting over the line last week by 9 points in a thriller against Ballarat will give them all the confidence they need to come out today firing. We should have a cracking battle today in less than perfect conditions. Joining me in commentary today is Wes Cusworth, who's currently on other duties, and adding the colour with special comment is Paul Aikman. Welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Archie.
Should be a good contest today. What do you make of these two teams?
Both sides are very strong. Melton have been the benchmark of the competition all year. I'm expecting them to play well, and after having a week off, they'll be ready, cherry ripe for today's game. Having said that, Sebastopol are also a very strong side, number of players with VFL experience and BFL finals experience, so I expect a pretty good game.
Yeah, it should be a cracking contest today. What do you make of the conditions? As you see, we had a bit of rain driving into Mars Stadium. Do you think that's going to favour either team, or do you reckon it's by the wayside now?
No, it'll probably bring the game closer together. I think with the conditions, greasy conditions out there, you can see through the middle of the ground, and also on this grandstand wing, it's a little bit damp and muddy, and it'll probably make the contest a lot closer than what it might have been.
Yeah, definitely. I've covered these teams quite extensively through the season, and I know what we're going to get from Melton. That when they get the ball off half-back, very quick, going through the corridor, linking up with handballs, and then getting it to their forward 50. But Sebastopol sometimes being a little bit more precise and slow with their approach, but both very dangerous and have key forwards inside 50. Look out for Sebastopol. James Keeble today. We know when he gets hot, he can run rampant inside the forward 50, so they're going to have to keep a close eye on him today. Also, Hugo Pabst, he's a bit of a versatile player. Their swing man, can go across half back, half forward, put him really anywhere, and he's got some of the best hands in the league, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, any players you're looking out for specifically?
Yeah, obviously Melton have got a very strong forward line as well with two Carter boys, and there's Jordan Kite as well, and Braden Kite, who's their captain, who's a very, very powerful small forward, very dangerous around goals, and also spends some time in the middle. Also, their midfield is very strong. Having said that, also Sebastian's got a very strong midfield as well.
As Melton are going to run out into Mars Stadium here. Wes Cusworth introducing them. Big crowd set to watch this one, I'm sure.
Quite a tall side, Melton. So Mark Orr and Brett McIntyre, both very tall ruckmen, and they will share the ruck duties, no doubt, with also one of the Carters probably doing a bit of ruck work in the forward line, I'd imagine. Yeah,
definitely. I've watched McIntyre a few times over the course of the season, and you can definitely see that he's a dominant tap ruckman when he gets going. Around the groundwork, he's not the quickest player, but he's still got a good set of skills. So
the right positions,
very smart footballer, knows his own capabilities.
And Mark Orr's been out with injury recently, but has just come back into the side and adds a lot of depth to their team, and obviously to their ruck stocks.
Yeah, sure. Always a good cracking battle in the ruck.
I've noticed, I think in the selected sides that Luke Keel is named down in the back line, and I also noticed that Tony Lockyer has been named in the forward line now. Tony's coming back from a syndesmosis injury.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So there was a doubt whether he was going to play or not.
Yeah.
And now he's playing. I'd suggest you might roll forward and Luke Keel will play back in Tony's usual role, where he reads the ball off half-back and takes a lot of intercept marks. So I'm looking to see whether that comes to fruition or not.
Yeah, it could be just a ploy from Sebastopol, try and throw him off. But yeah, I remember when he did that injury a couple of weeks ago.
It was against our seniors actually in the elimination final. He hurt himself in the second or third quarter and came off the ground and hasn't played since. So if he plays, that obviously strengthens them up. But if he doesn't play, if he plays, he may play forward. Yeah,
he's definitely got a great set of skills, former VFL player. Tony Lockyer, especially me and Wes talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when he kicks in, so he takes the kick-ins most of the time, and his work rate after that, I think it was here a couple of weeks ago, he kicked it out, and then he got back in the forward 50 and had a shot at goal no more than 25 seconds later. So, and from your captain, that's exactly what you want, that work rate to push up inside 50, but then you also got to have the defensive running to go with it, because if you push up too far, there's someone going to be out the back if it turns over.
He's such a strong reader of the play and always has been. He kicks out from full back, as you say, sometimes gets the ball back off the kick-in, but then other times you might do a clearing kick from full back and then run straight through the centre of the ground and then be marking the ball inside forward 50 and having a shot from 30 or 40 metres out himself. So very dangerous player when he's on, and something that Melton will be really concerned about throughout the course of the game, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. We've had it as Sebastopol are going to run out now.
Welcoming Sebastopol Barras to Mars Stadium. And on the Ballarat
Looks like there could be a few more Sebastopol fans here than Melton.
Yeah, it's fairly good crowd from both clubs. Melton having the reserves and the seniors in today.
Melton having to come a little bit further in their travels.
Tony's leading the side out, so he's obviously and seems to be moving okay. So
keep a very close watch on him as the day progresses. That's another one I want to talk about. Jack Banbury a couple of weeks ago here. He played very well. Paul, he had a couple of great marks inside 50 and a couple of dashes. He got higher up the ground and then really got them back into the game. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes today. They've just got such a versatile team, Sebastopol. So
yeah, you've got a lot of players that can play in multiple positions. Jack's a player that can probably play. He starts usually down back, but then can sneak forward, but also play on the ball or in a wing in an outside role. So very good young player, very strong, skill-wise, and dangerous in front of goal, but also can defend.
Talking about half-backs from the Melton Bloods, Jordan Cotter, one of the most prolific ball winners in the competition.
Absolutely.
Every time I watch him, it feels like he's got the ball on a string, dashing across that half-back line, and it doesn't lose a one-on-one either. Such a great dour backman, and then, he's got the athletic attributes to go on and win his own ball and push them further up the field.
Yeah, it does provide a lot of drive off half-back, Jordan, and as you say, he wins a lot of the ball and uses it very well when he gets it.
It's very good. It was just warming up both teams. We're only 10 or so minutes away from the start of play. 12 minutes to be exactly. A later start today for the grand final, usually at our 2:15 time slot. Start at 2:30 with all the extra presentations to go on with it.
One thing that'll be interesting is the midfield battle today, with Lockie Cassidy in there. Luke Keel may go in there at some stage as well if he doesn't play down back. Chase Dummett, some of the other players in there. Connor O'Shea, Liam Stowe, possibly going through there as well. Bailey Veal's another one. So there's a number of options that the Sebast can use through the midfield, but having said that, Melton have got a lot of options as well, as we see their midfield warming up just in front of us here, going through their clearance work.
We're so lucky, aren't we, Paul, to have facilities like this. Mars Stadium obviously kept in exceptional condition, having AFL games played here throughout the season, and just look at the surface. I mean, you don't get too much better than this. A little bit of wear and tear.
Through the corridor.
But that's to be expected. If you have a look at some of the grounds around Victoria and more specifically around Geelong, where I'm from, they're in terrible condition compared to this. And I think that's a good work to the whole of the Ballarat Football League. Every ground's been kept in pretty good condition. There hasn't been one ground that I've said has actually affected the result of the game. So it's,
right. And I think the players and the young players, the young people, the juniors and that coming through, could really appreciate the work that's been put in from the Ballarat City Council over the last probably 4 or 5 years to get the grounds up to a really good standard. And with the weather up here, we need grounds that drain really well, and they've actually done that through a company named Pitchcraft. Have done a lot of the work around the local grounds. So I know North Number 2 at the back here, Mars Stadium, Alfredton, Lake Wendouree have all had, Sebast themselves have all had refurbs done. City Oval as well is another one. So a large number of renovations have been put through a whole host of different grounds, which augurs well for better conditions. And I know in the Central Highlands they play on really mud-affected and rain-affected ground.
I've seen that.
Lots of those grounds are low-scoring affairs because of the conditions, and Ballarat League.
It's a testimony to how much effort they put in, and it's great.
Yeah.
Community football. It also helps they don't have a cricket wicket in a square in the middle of the oval here.
Once upon a time, it was one here.
Yeah, really.
They shifted it out about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, right. Yeah,
and that's now out on North Number 2, where North Ballarat Cricket Club play their senior games out the back there.
But even Eastern Oval, that's a very good cricket ground. We
Yeah,
know
it
there's
is.
been international cricket played there once upon a time, and that still holds up quite well in the centre there. So
Yeah, can chop up a little bit.
Yeah.
City O's another ground that had the turf wicket taken out of it.
Yeah.
So the ground doesn't get chopped up as much. So yeah,
it's good. As we see, one thing I want to touch on today, I haven't actually seen Mark Orr play. So is he can we see that McIntyre go in the forward line today, or are they just going to rotate off the bench? What's going to happen with the rock battle today?
Mark Orr will start most likely, and I'd say McIntyre will play down back. Usually starts down back. Having said that, he can also go forward, and then when he goes into the ruck, Mark Orr could go forward as well.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And also they could interchange off the bench as well. So
Yeah.
They're versatile players that can play either end of the ground or be rotated on and off the ground.
It's good. I'm sure that nerves are jangling for the players. It's not every day you get to play in a grand final. Special opportunity for everyone involved today.
As the clouds sort of start to roll in over the back there, it's getting a bit darker, and I notice the lights are on, and
Sets the scene, doesn't it?
it could be a bit damp come first bounce. Hopefully not, because it'll ruin the spectacle a little, but
A little bit, but
a little, yeah.
that's football, isn't it?
It is a winter sport.
Stadium for the 2022 Senior Grand Final Day. I'd like to invite everybody to move in position.
We'll have the opening ceremony here, the national anthem.
Welcome everyone to Mars Stadium for today's 2022 McDonald's Ballarat Senior Football Grand Final between Melton and Sebastopol. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. I'm pleased to announce the umpires for today's McDonald's Ballarat Senior Grand Final. Field umpires Adrian Tinetti, Brock Reed and Brent Irvin. The boundary umpires Oliver Kukovac, Charlie Goldsworthy, Solomon Meeson and Isaac Rosato. And the goal umpires Madison Piazza and Callan Evans. The emergency is Oliver Pearce. I'd like to invite Brayden Kite and Tony Lockyer to move forward for the toss of the coin. Sebastopol with the call. They win it and they will go to the western end of Mars Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please stand, remove your caps and pay respects to the national anthem of Australia. to both Melton Bloods and Sebastopol Boroughs, the 2022 McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League Senior Football Grand Final.
Always a great part of our game when they do the national anthem. You could hear a pin drop in the stadium, couldn't you, Paul?
Yes, very exciting time.
The crowd, that noise. Haven't heard something like that this year in the Ballarat Football League. It's the time for the crowd to get into it, the grand final. To do their final warm-ups before we get into it. It's pretty gloomy here at Mars Stadium.
Yeah, getting a bit dark.
The lights on.
Lights are on here, yes.
Clouds are rolling over. Let's hope the rain stays away for as long as possible.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very heavily contested game early on. So
as we speak,
the key will be to who can win the contested ball in the middle of the ground.
As we speak, the bit of rain starts to drizzle down.
Yeah.
Could see it get a bit heavier, but I reckon that could favour Sebastopol, Paul, because we know Melton love to, go quick through the middle of the ground. They don't like to muck around with it so much, but Sebastopol, they just can hold up the first couple of minutes, get rid of the pressure from Melton, and then they could be right for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they cope with the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game. If they can stay in the game and kicking with a slight advantage to the western end, if they can win the quarter by a couple of goals, it augurs well for a good game.
We know Melton are very fast starters, so Sebastian's going to try and get up the pressure at the start. The crowd's getting into it and jog to their positions. We're only a couple of minutes away from start of play here.
And I've noticed Lockie has gone forward.
He has, so you were right with your prediction.
Yeah, so Lockyer forward and Keel behind the ball, I'd imagine, across half back.
Lockyer coming back from a syndesmosis injury. That's why the captain is starting deep forward instead of his usual back position as the rain tumbles down. And I'd like to welcome Wes Cusworth into commentary. Welcome, Wes.
Hello, Archie. Hello, Paul Aikman. Great pleasure to catch up with both Paul Aikman, long-time friend in commentary, and Archie, obviously one of the newcomers, and clearly enjoying his association with the Ballarat Football Netball League.
Thanks, Wes.
Start in the middle. We got Richards and McIntyre.
So McIntyre has started in the ruck as you predicted.
Here we go. 2022 Ballarat Grand Final. It's underway and Dummett gets it out early. Win to Sebastopol, but it's a good intercept mark on the half-back line. Blake Suter loves being involved in absolutely everything, Suter, as he goes towards that wing position as the rain just gets a little bit heavier and they link up through handballs to get it to Hickey and O'Shea. O'Shea wins the ball, gets it back, gets the 1-2, but the rain might have affected him on that occasion as it goes out of bounds. Red hot footy early.
Yeah, this is certainly going to make things very, very interesting. Obviously, it brings both sides closer together. We know that a firm fast track certainly would have suited the Melton Bloods today.
Absolutely, I think it'd make it a lot closer contest with these conditions.
So congested footy once again on the outer wing. Quick kick forward. Ball spills to the back of the pack. Running onto it, little kick off the ground. Here's an opportunity, opening up for the Bloods. Kyle Borg! First goal of the game. The Bloods have broken through. Exciting stuff, and that is probably the way they're going to have to do it today. Just move it forward any old way they can, Paul Aikman. Yeah, the momentum of the ball getting forward, just the territory game, getting the ball loose forward in the forward 50, and Kyle Borg running onto it. Soccer off the ground, the old-fashioned soccer off the ground in the wet conditions has led to the first goal of the game.
Oh, well, you really got to keep your feet in these conditions, don't you? He just got away from his opponent, Kyle Borg, and made that look very easy. We're back in the middle. McIntyre and Richards. McIntyre trying to in and under there, couldn't get the handball out. Now winning it was Phillips, but then it gets out. Forward go Melton again. Can they take a mark here? It falls to ground. Here goes ball, kick the last goal. Might have been held onto, they get it forward. They've got a man out the back in Kite. Can Kite get there? He can't, and it runs out of bounds, so we'll have a stoppage 25 metres out from Melton's goal.
Already Melton asserting their authority in the middle of the ground, winning a couple of contested balls.
So it's going to be Carter doing the ruck work inside 50, up against Richards. All to ground. Bit of a fumble there on that occasion. Hickey couldn't quite gather possession. Carter has his kick smothered. Pack forms around the football, spills to the back. Here's Connor O'Shea. Pumps it long, just a dump kick. Awkward sort of bouncing football. Hard one to take. Eventually captured by Jordan Kite. He in turn is captured. And a pack forms and the umpire intervenes and says on the point of the square with Melton just into attack, we'll have a ball up, and it's the Bloods leading by 6.
Back into it, Richards, good. Hands down, although Melton win it. Get it forward again. Carter trying to get down, does get it to Kite. Kite was caught. How's the umpire going to say it? He's going to say it's a high tackle. Could have been higher in the back, but it's a free kick nonetheless. And Braden Kite will have a shot from 40 metres out, 35 out, to kick the Bloods' second goal.
Opportunity here for a captain to kick a goal for his team. One that would really count in the conditions.
So here he goes, Braden Kite. Is it a captain's goal to kick the second at the Ballarat Grand Final? He's missed to the far side, and first minor score of the day, 117 Melton to no score Sebastopol. 3:40 gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Well, you'd imagine early goals were really going to count for a great deal, Paul Aikman. There's just no question as Banbury receives from the kick in. Now he pumps it long towards the commentary wing. McIntyre sets himself, couldn't hold on to the greasy football. Good work by Cotter, works the handball out to the advantage of a teammate. Walker has his kick smothered. There's Cassidy fighting hard, sliding on knees. Then a kick forward comes from Walker. Awkward bouncing football. Kite couldn't gather. Attempting to now is Hickey. Then Sebas get across and provide some resistance. Carter with a nice clean gather, but he too is cleanly gathered by Sebas. And how does the umpire adjudicate? In fact, I think he might have pulled a free kick out. It's going the way of Sebastopol as the rain continues to thunder down here at Mars Stadium.
Sebas, think you just got to go along down the line here. There's no trying to hit that short chip kick as he does do that. Running in from the side was Hutt, couldn't take the mark, and then ball's in congestion. Winning it now was Melton, then going forward, and it's a mark. It's spilled just. Carter going in hard. There's Cassidy as well. Good tackle on him. Didn't have prior of those. Running it out. The umpire says no prior opportunity, so we'll have the stoppage 50 metres from Melton's goal. Even though the conditions are not ideal, to say the least, it's still a red-hot footy early.
Ball throws it up right on 50. Melton into attack. Left half forward flank. Ground level. O'Leary. Kick forward. That's not the necessary distance. Immediately wrapped up in the tackle. Multiple Sebastopol players getting involved there, and the intensity's been great, Paul.
Yeah, lots of hard contested footy as expected in the conditions.
Back here, and McIntyre, good tussle early, although there's a free kick been paid, and it's going to go the way of Richards. Or it could be Hutt. Occasion, couldn't quite see.
Richards, I think, yep.
Here's Richards, and he's going to go down, looking for Keeble to fly. Couldn't get it now. Melton win ball with the ball back through Cotter. Goes to a dumping kick, and oh, good mark from Carter.
Just used his body well.
Here's Ryan Carter, wants to go quickly. He's got a blow in the lead. It gets hit down the back, but on his own and free. Kites kicks the goal. Roves the pack well and snaps around the corner. Doesn't make the same mistake.
There's that captain's goal we were talking about just before. Played the front and square game, Braden, and finished it well. Very, very powerful forward in those instances.
The perfect start for the Bloods here. 2-1-13 to no score Sebastopol. 6.5 minutes gone as the rain just seems to ease off for the moment.
You can really see what these early goals are meaning to Melton. Braden Kite's excitement at snaring that goal and stretching the early lead out at the 7-minute mark to 13 points was absolutely enormous. So the big boys go at it again. No clear advantage to either side. Fighting hard at ground level was Melton, but it was eventually Cassidy that got it out. Then wrapped up in the tackle was Walker, couldn't quite dispose. Eventually Jack Walker got a little kick forward, didn't travel any great distance, and that is probably going to be symptomatic of our day today, where length kicks are going to be few and far between. If you get an opportunity, you certainly want to make the most of it. So here we go. There's another ball up, and it's going to be Richards up against McIntyre, and it's going to land where it began, but the free kick has been paid, and it's going to be Sebastopol to move it forward through the agency of Bailey Veal.
Back, Veal goes in the middle to Richards, and be careful those short kicks on a wet day like today, especially kicking to your ruckman as he goes short, and a good mark. Great kick out in front.
It's Toby Hutt, I think.
Toby Hutt's going to have a shot from 35 metres out. The conditions seem to get a little bit better. Kick through this one to get Sebastopol's first goal on the board for the grand final. To the Jeers. Toby Hutt kicks. It's wobbly off the boot. Is it going to come back? It's not going to have the distance. Can they keep it in Sebastopol? They can't. It's rushed through for a minor score. So 2-1-13 to one behind Sebastopol. 8 minutes and a half gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Light shining brightly here at Mars Stadium, such is the gloom. Very heavy leaden skies in Ballarat. Kick along the line. Outer side of the ground, front and square. Oh, it was taken away there by Sebastopol quite nicely. The numbers are with Melton here. That's Walker. One way, then the other was Suda. Here's Benito. Got a bit of room to kick to. He kicks to a one-on-one, and the one's captain, Braden Kite, who does very well indeed.
Started very well. Started very well, Kite.
It goes with a barrel with a distance kick, and it's off the fist of the Sebastopol defender there in Snowden, and eventually over the line. And Snowden cannons into the fence here at Mars Stadium. There's another behind of the Bloods. 2-2-14. They lead by 13 points. Sebastopol just the one behind on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Yeah, Sebastopol kicking out. They're not going to have Tony Lockyer kicking out today, as we mentioned, he's playing forward early. Goes along down, or getting in the way. Doesn't quite get it. And then a risky kick. Could work out, though. O'Shea just pumps it on the boot, and then Keeble takes the low mark there, and he's got a one-on-one inside 50 if you can get it to him. He's going to go in that direction, although here's Lockyer. Out in his own, gets it to the one-on-one, over the top. Paps couldn't quite. Now wins the ball back, and he's got to get rid of it. Melton strong in defence, and then putting his head over it was Keeble, taking him on. The umpire says no prior opportunity.
Both sides very hard at the ball in the conditions. Great to see.
It's back again. Or Richards. Good hit out from Orr on that occasion, and then neither team really winning possession. Just waiting for it. Good hands back to Matt Austin with an up and under kick, and someone get under this. Ooh. Running through was one of the players, and then off the ground. No, set up well behind the ball was Jordan Kite, so he'll exit for the Bloods.
So Kite will kick along the line, commentary side of the ground. Big fist comes from Riley O'Keefe, and the ball over the boundary line. It's definitely a long stop stay today, Paul Lakeman. I can tell you that whilst the ground looks to be holding up quite well, it's like a skating rink out there.
Yes, we're just making comment on that through the corridor, and also this grandstand wing quite slippery.
Shallow throw in by the boundary umpire. All has front position, palms it down. There's Chase Dummett. Can't take possession. The ball worked over the boundary line. 55 metres around from the Sebastopol. 2-2-14 Melton. Leading Sebastopol just the one behind. We've gone 11 minutes in the first term of our grand final for 2022.
Back into it. Or battling front position, then gets a good hit out the way of Melton. Carter gets the handball up to Hanley, and then Hanley gets turned over. Going forward now through Austin, and then jumping over the top. Oh, couldn't quite, was Pabst. We know he loved a big fly, and then Keeble was taken without it, so he's going to get the free kick. James Keeble wants to move it quickly, try and catch Melton out. Now he's just going to settle himself. I don't think he has the distance from here. James Keeble just going to set it up and gives it a good roost. The tip of the goal square. Can someone get under it? They can't. It's easily fisted through by Melton. Although Sebastopol starting to wrestle back some of the momentum here. And
starting to get their hands on the ball, aren't they?
2-2-14 to 2 behinds. 12 minutes gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
This is Brenton Payne with a good distance kick to the outer side of the ground. A little bit of a nudge there provided by Liam Carter. And he has conceded a free kick. It's going the way of Sebastopol. Inside 50 now. Pabst, front position. Ball fisted away to ground. Cotter buried. How does the umpire adjudicate? Calls play on. Good work on that occasion by Jack Walker. Got it out to a teammate. Real up and under. Snowden was in the mix there. So following his kick too was Jack Walker. And eventually we'll have a ball up on the outer side of the ground with the Selkirk brick chimney providing a bit of a backdrop here at the magnificent Mars Stadium for our grand final for 2022.
Good hit out there. Sebastopol, and then they win it. Here's Cassidy's just going to go deep inside the forward 50. One-on-one with Toby Hutt. Was he held? It's kept bouncing. Can they get on the end of this? It's going to be a soccer from Keeble, and he kicks the goal. James Keeble read it better than anyone else. Worked harder.
It's a second off the ground goal that we've seen already out of the 3 goals they've kicked. Another one off the ground. Keeble just front and centre, running onto the ball.
Showing from Lockie Cassidy. You just got to get it deep in your forward 50 when there's conditions like this.
Yeah, the territory game comes to the fore in these conditions, and Cassidy did well from the stoppage and got the ball deep into the forward 50 to put the Melton side under a lot of pressure in their defence.
So the margin reduced to 1 straight kick. Next takeaway is going to be with Melton. Ball over the top, just not quite hitting the target. Going to ground with Sebas. Pack forms over the football. Jordan Crone was bottom of the pack for the Boroughs, and it was Harrison Hanley for Melton, not able to clear. Just near the point of the square. Melton just into attack. Will have a ball up as the big fellas go at it, or gets it down to O'Leary. There's a hold, and it's going to go the way. Play on to advantage. The umpire is not interested in that at all. Says, bring it all the way back, lads. Blows time on. And it is going to be O'Leary with kick from about 55, but one would imagine that with this footy, it may be beyond his reach. He looks for the handball option, gets it off to Cotter. Cotter pumps it very long. Gee, got good distance with the kick, just misses to the left. One behind, Melton Bloods, 2-3-15, leading by 7 points. Sebastopol, 1-2-8.
Got to watch Jordan Cotter in that situation. I've seen him do it numerous times this year where he'll run past the handball. And as we know, he's a booming kick. Here you go, Sebastopol, getting out of the defensive 50, and they're going to win this. It comes off Melton's hands and stoppage, and they'll be quite happy with that, Sebastopol. Get it out from Melton, forward 50, and go at it again, the big man, or trying to go behind, gets it to his captaining Kite, and then tackled over it. Neither team really winning it, and then thrown on the boot. It's up, under it. Trying was Suter, he couldn't quite, and then getting it forward, putting his head over it was Harvey, and then hands out. They're just going to try and control this ball. There's Dummett. Gets it to Austin, and bumped as he kicked it. Gets over the top. This is all they need. They just need to get it forward here, Sebastopol. Good tackle coming from Medwell, and then Keeble again off the ground, trying to get it forward. Good tackle from O'Shea. The umpire says play on. And they're going to get a stoppage inside their forward 50. So well done from Sebastopol. Just surge footy in this first quarter.
Again, the territory game coming to the fore, getting the ball forward as much as possible.
So right on the 50-metre arc, Sebastopol into attack. Big leap from Stowe. Now at ground level. There's Kite, taken high. Free kick is going to go the way of the Bloods. 45 out from defensive goal. So Kite just giving the head a bit of a rub there on that occasion. Kicked a goal at the 6-minute mark of our first term. Goes with a barrel to the commentary side of the ground. Hard as the target, got hands to it, couldn't hold on to it. Dummett lays a heavy tackle, takes him to ground on the Carlton Draft logo. Sponsor of our final series here in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. And what a final series we've had. Let's see the way this one unfolds. It's 7 points separating the two sides at the moment.
Or gets it in the path of Kite. He goes in and under. The whistle wasn't blown. He goes back in and gets it again. What about the dedication there from Braden Kite? Then Sebastopol on the counter goes through, Dummett's legs, and then trying to slide in. Got to be careful there. Good work from Hanley trying to win the hard ball. Goes in again, and then good tackle laid from Stowe, and we'll have a stoppage on the Carlton draft sign again. So rain begins to come down once again, and Stowe gets it forward to Kite. He's been everywhere early. Gets held, so he'll win the free kick for his team. Melton, Kite's got some, he's going to go the short option here. It's not 15, so this player's just going to have to get rid of it. That was Walker, gives it to Cotter. Cotter with a spiral-looking kick. Can it get over the back? It was a good contest from Liam Carter. And then gets out. Oh, that was silky. Well done from Banbury. That's it, but it's all Melton there, and the whistle will be blown, the free kick. It's going to go the way of Melton. Is it 50? No. And there's a couple of players down here. Sebastopol player doesn't look in the best shape. It was a fair contest. He just came off second best and hit his head.
It's the clash of bodies, I think.
Yes,
Paul.
yeah, I think it was. It was just a hard-fought contest, and I think he may have copped one in the head. Doesn't look too good at the minute, but it was definitely a free kick to Lockie Walker. Got one high prior to that collision.
Well, as we know well, these greasy conditions can sometimes mean that players in their attack on the football can sometimes even lose their bearings or maybe lose their footing and slide into heavy contact that they might not necessarily be planning. Or
I think it looks like Jed Hill might have hurt himself.
Let's hope it's just knocked the wind out of him. It's nothing more serious than that.
Yeah, hopefully he can come back later.
Sun breaking through here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. From the Buxton sign, it's Lachlan Walker. Pumps his side inside 50. Orr was there. Fists it away. The advantage of Hickey couldn't gather. Cassidy struggling to gather the soapy football. Trying to weave his way through traffic was Hickey. Got it forward. There's lots of numbers back inside the Melton 50 at the moment. Benito's down there, and that's an uncharacteristic spot for him. And eventually we'll see a ball up 40 metres out from the Melton goal. And it's the Bloods leading by 7 points as we tick towards the 20-minute mark of our first term.
Get back down. Good tap out there. And then O'Shea lays the tackle. Did he get him in the back? Well, I said it was a fair tackle. So got a stoppage around the 50-metre mark from Melton's goal. Or just punches it forward. He's been dominant in the ruck early when he's in there. It's it down. Cassidy in front of his teammate, then stolen and kicked. They take a mark here, running back with a fight, and a good mark taken from Ben Hutt. Sebastopol, these conditions especially, and then takes the somewhat risky kick into the centre of their back line. This is Widgery. Widgery's just going to go down that line, and Keeble couldn't get there, and then Dummett gets it forward. Melton have the numbers. Paps is going to have to try and create something here. He does. Well done from Hugo Paps to create the contest. And then a great tackle coming the other way from Lockyer. It's exactly what you need your captain to do. That inspires other teammates.
Fantastic leadership by Tony Lockyer there to hold that ball in. And also by Hugo Paps. The attack on the ball was exceptional.
McIntyre and Richards. Sebas can't clear, umpire says. Our opportunity. And it's Hickey winning himself a free kick. He wants to switch to the fat side of ground, and he finds Walker. Looping handball. Manito. He's got Akers in front of him. He runs on now from 50. The worm-burning kick. Oh, I don't know that Braden Kite was anticipating that coming in his direction. He was going one way. The ball was slightly going the other. And now Sebas on the rebound. What can they conjure up? Walker leads his rival to the football. He works his way towards the boundary line. He kicks towards half forward. An opportunity now for Lachlan Hickey, and the ball over the boundary line, some 60 metres around from the scoring zone. Melton into attack, 2-3-15 to 1-2-8 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. This is the first quarter of our grand final for 2022.
Good first quarter from both teams. Melton winning early and then Sebastopol wrestling the momentum back, but Melton into attack here. Here they go. Is this an opportunity on goal? Kicked on the left. Is it coming back? It looks, no, just missing to the right side there. Bursting through the pack. Great shot.
Jack Walker, I think, go to the stoppage, bursting forward.
Yeah, they'll go and kick out. I think they're going to take the safe option, going long and high down that line. Stowe trying to get on the end of that. O'Shea's there as well. Melton, good numbers presenting at the ball, and then Jordan Kite in there, and we'll have another stoppage. And that's, I think, what Sebastopol, they won't mind that, getting the stoppage, getting the ball 60 metres out of their defensive 50 and then making another stoppage. Hutt down. Good work from O'Shea, throws on the boot, and then a couple running forward. Got a hand in there, it was important. But Melton win the ball back. This is Hickey, handball inside, good tackle on Mawson.
Keeble, great tackle, great defensive effort.
Ball thrown up. Richards fists it forward. Cotter waits for it. Keeble gets into his back. Umpire calls play on. And the pack forms just to the left of the Buxton logo. A particularly greasy portion of Mars Stadium. McIntyre palms it down to his team's advantage. Watkins ran onto it. So too Cotter. He is carried over the line right through the interchange gates for the Melton Bloods. 2-4-16. Bloods leading Sebastopol 1-8.
Right in front of us in the broadcast position. Good tap down, Dummett winning the ball. He loves the contested ball. Off the ground was Austin. Couldn't make clean connection, and it's another stoppage. Probably in the, most of the ground's in pretty good condition, but this is just the worst part of the ground for mud. And get it out of here. Good work from O'Leary trying to get it forward. He couldn't. McIntyre in there as well, and 5 players on top of this ball trying to get it out. Good tap forward. Can they get clean possession? Over it was Walker, and then over it again. Good work from Melton there. That's a great tackle from Banbury. One of our favourite players for Sebastopol. Goes forward. Looking, the kick wasn't his best, and it's out of bounds on the full. So Mawson will bring it back in for Melton.
So Mawson, just the defensive side of centre wing. Pumps it long down the line. Big pat forms, big leap. Claiming the mark at the back there was Riley O'Keefe. I'm not sure that he had first hands. Umpire Paul Lakeman. But anyway,
I would have called play on myself,
the
but
umpires
anyway.
are closer than us, and
Yep.
he responds by belting it straight back where Bailey Mawson had sent it from. Mawson's in the mix to get it hit again. Throwing it on the boot. Melton pumping it long. It's a bit of kick for kick right at the moment. Carter spills a mark that he might have otherwise taken on a dry day. Banbury does very well, backs his way through the pack and then got it off to Snowden, who is having real trouble grabbing the soapy football. Here we go, an opportunity for the Bloods to pump it straight back in, but that's a great smother of Jack Walker's kick. Cassidy at ground level. Walker gets another opportunity. Snowden, like a goalkeeper, threw himself at the footy. Banbury pumps it into space. The foot race is on, and I reckon Manito is in pole position to grab this one. Can he gather it cleanly? Yes, he does, is the answer. He pumps it inside 50 now. Has an opportunity as Heaney takes a mark 40 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle. Well,
Yeah, good play by Manito. Get the ball deep into the forward. Well, not quite that deep, but got it in there quickly to a one-on-one.
which is what I was suspecting that he should have done the earlier occasion when he went short to Kite. That's where
Yes.
I wondered whether Kite was anticipating that one coming in his way. But here's Heaney. Heaney crosses the 50 now. He's the left footer, so he's on the right side. It goes long.
Goal.
That is a cracking goal for the Bloods. Heaney from 48 metres nails the Bloods' third goal of the game, and they move along to 3-4-22, now leading by 14 points over Sebastopol, 1-8. We've gone some 26 minutes into the first term of our 2022 Grand Final.
Great play by Manito to get the ball into the forward 50 to Heaney on one-on-one. Gives opportunity for his forward line teammate to compete with his opponent, and obviously won the contested ball, and then the resultant goal from that. Last time Manito went forward, he went a bit short, as you mentioned, Wes, and probably need to go a bit deeper.
Back in the middle, McIntyre nearly wins the tap there, and then well done from Sebastopol to get it forward. That's hard footy to grab at the moment. That's Harvey trying to win the ball and then putting on pressure. Good work, gets it out to his captain, just gets through Lockyer, and then O'Shea there trying to put it out. And did he try and keep that one in? The umpire says he did, so. And as I saw just before, lads, Jed Hill's back on his feet on the interchange bench, so hopefully he recovers well.
That's a good sign.
Back in it.
The young fella you miss out.
Richards over the back, Widgery. He's got a chance here. Tries to handle over the top. Lockyer, great tackle. You're not going to get out of a Tony Lockyer tackle. It's a stoppage, exactly what they need. 30 metres out from their goal.
Just a little bit of niggle happening behind play there, Paul. Let's keep an eye on that one. Here's an opportunity for Blake Suter to clear. Worked it out by foot to Lachlan Walker, who just hacked it off the ground. Heading towards the boundary line, there's a bit of a foot race on. Leading them to it was Matt Austin, but no one could stop it from sliding out of bounds. And we'll have a throw in between half forward and centre wing. 3-4-22 plays 1-2-8.
Looks like Sebastopol playing a loose man behind the ball. Hugo Paps has gone back in defence. And
he could be a really quite an attacking player, Hugo Paps. I like to see him forward, actually, but I'll leave that to the smarter minds than mine, as Chase Dummett had his kick smothered there on that occasion, and bursting away was Blake Suter, pumps it long.
There he is.
And almost taking the mark on that occasion was Paps, but he had first grab but couldn't hold on. Thumping it very long was Riley O'Keefe. A late contact means a downfield, and that could be quite advantageous to the Boroughs right in the shadows of quarter time. So,
yeah. Unnecessary contact there. Yeah, Liam Stowe with the football.
There he goes long to the pocket. Off hands over the boundary line, just to the side of the scoreboard. The scoreboard that says 3-4-22 plays 1-2-8 as we edge towards the 29-minute mark of the first term.
Stoppage only 25 metres out from the goal of Sebastopol. They'd really love one before quarter time here. Peg that margin back. Gets it in. It's the dangerous position for Melton. Cotter grabs the ball and is tackled almost instantaneously. The umpire says no prior opportunity, so ball up 15 metres out. They've got a goalkeeper on the line. They don't want to concede one here, Melton. Definitely won this quarter as a player pushing the back. Umpire doesn't fall for it, and then gets it a couple of metres. They're fighting real hard. It's like they're in the trenches here for every single metre.
Those early goals are going to be so vital, Paul.
Absolutely.
Got it. Lockyer could have an opportunity if he get there, and he couldn't. It goes over for a minor score. So 3-4-22 to 1-3-9. 29 and a half, nearly 30 minutes gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
So the Bloods will choose to come to the commentary side of the ground once again. Plenty of people in the stands here at Mars Stadium. Great to see. Fisted away as the siren sounds. Ball over the boundary line. Quarter time at Mars Stadium in our McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League Grand Final for 2022. A 30-minute first term. Melton 3-4-22. Sebastopol 1-3-9. Borg, Braden Kite, Heaney, the goal kickers for the Bloods. For Sebastopol, it was Keeble at the 13-minute mark of the first term. Paul Lakeman, your assessment of the way in which the first term was played out?
Well, I was impressed by the contested ball winning of the Melton midfield. They controlled the majority of the first quarter. After the first 10 or 15 minutes, Sebast got some ascendancy and got some momentum to hit back, but then Melton finished strongly, and hence their lead. I think contested possessions would be in favour of Melton at the moment. I'm very impressed with their captain. He's leading from the front, always playing in front, in first for the ball, playing a very good, good game and leading his side well.
Yeah, so, yeah, I agree with that, Paul. Very good wrap up of that first quarter. I think that Melton got to continue with this pressure, because we know Sebastopol in a couple of games earlier in this season, when you just give them a little bit and they get right back in there. I think Sebastopol shouldn't be too disappointed there. They had a lot of opportunities.
They did, yeah.
And it's not like Melton completely dominated. I think they just got to work on that pressure inside forward 50, because they seem to just be getting it out far too quickly.
Yeah, it appeared that a lot of the ball that Melton were winning was a lot cleaner than Sebas. So when Sebas were winning the footy, it wasn't as clean as when Melton did it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when Sebas had their opportunities, as you mentioned, and they've just got to make sure they capitalise on their opportunities when they present. But at the moment, 7 score and shots to 4 tells the story around the how much ball Melton side have had.
I think the ruck battle's been particularly interesting as well. Like Richards and Stowe versus predominantly McIntyre and Orr. But it just seems to me that like they're going one-on-one off. So McIntyre's coming to the bench and Orr's going back on. It feels like they can't get set if they keep changing. The difference with Sebastopol is they're going putting one forward into the ruck. So if the ball gets stuck on the other side of the ground, they're struggling to switch out, which I find particularly interesting.
Yeah. But the Melton boys seem to be dominating that position at the moment, but and in the clearances, Melton seem to be on top as well. If Sebastopol are going to get back into this game, the likes of Cassidy and Bailey Veal and Chase Dummett need to really lock down on those on the Melton midfield, and try and get some ascendancy and some winning a contested ball going their way.
Great analysis of that first quarter from Paul Wakeman. We'll catch you on the other side of the break for the second quarter of the 2022 Ballarat Football League Grand Final. Welcome back to the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final here. Melton leading 3-4, 22 to 1-3-9 Sebastopol. First quarter, it started off pretty wet, didn't it, Paul? And the weather seemed to clear up a little bit, and the footy seemed to get a bit better.
Yeah, but obviously, as we mentioned earlier, the contested ball is going to come to the fore. The side that wins the most contested ball in this game and gets the ball forward and gets the momentum of the ball going forward will augur well for them going well.
Here we go. Throw it up for the second quarter. It's going to be Orr and Richards. Orr winning the tap and tackled straight away, so we'll have another stoppage in the middle of the ground. So Melton chant gets up and about. Big crowd here today. Orr winning his own footy and then going to ground. And he says holding the ball, he just dived on it. So opportunity here for Sebastopol through Richards. It's going to go long, and he's looking for Lockyer, who can jump over the top, and just got through his hands, and he's given an unrealistic attempt, which I don't know if I completely agree with. I thought he nearly snared that one.
Seemed to only have eyes for the ball, so I'm not sure why it was a free kick.
Here's Suter for Melton to exit the defensive 50.
Suter pumps it long to the outer wing. Carter was one of a number of Melton players that flew, looping handball over the top. Not such a great one because it falls only so far as Veal, and then that pack forms over the football, and the umpire says we'll have a ball up on centre wing, outer side of the ground. Mars and McDonald's providing our backdrop there. Great supporters of this competition as we see Melton go forward once again. Wobbly old kick, but nonetheless it was a territory ball. Trying to burst through the pack there was Keel. He was very, very good in that preliminary final victory last week. There he is again. He's held up in the tackle, and the umpire says we'll have a ball up some 48 metres out from the Melton attacking zone. 3-4-22, plays 1-3-9 as we approach the 2-minute mark of our second quarter here at Mars Stadium.
First goal's crucial in this contest. Melton get it, they could nearly pile on. He's given a free kick to Melton here, so it's going to be 45 out. He knows he doesn't have the distance, so he goes quickly. Good smother from the Sebastopol player, and now they can go quickly if they get it going. Good tap from Jed Hill. Good to see his back on the ground. Now hands out from Melton player, and they go back inside here, running off it, and then kicking and just missing was Lachlan Hickey. He rove that beautifully and just couldn't make the right connection on the boot.
Braden Kite again playing a role, defensive role, and getting the ball back inside forward 50.
Yeah, he's a tough player, hard to combat, as we see Sebas just surveying the options with a kick in. Coming to the commentary side of the ground of Mars Stadium, big leap, a couple of Melton players go alone. It was Heaney back in board, the Bloods, but only so far as Richards, who thumps it long, distance kick. Brenton Payne leads all comers to the footy. His handball's intended for Suter. Can't quite hit the target. Taken by Keeble. He's taken by a couple of Melton players and just has the ball ripped off him by Blake Suter. Now an opportunity emerges. This is Veal. Kicks towards Keeble. Going to ground was Harvey. Umpire calls play on. High tackle perhaps. Jack Walker was certainly letting the umpire know that he'd been grabbed around that region. Melton just worked the ball forward. Kite, great gather, almost like a clean, clear day. Kick forward by Melton. Numbers back, it's Riley O'Keefe, he's taken high. It's going to be a free kick at left half back, Sebastopol.
So O'Keefe wants to move it quickly, then you go back, and this is Keel. Takes his time, makes the right option. Back to O'Keefe. So O'Keefe assesses his option. He's got Banbury in the middle of the ground. He wants to take the kick on. He does. It's risky, but Banbury takes a good mark. He's got Widgery if he wants to go again. He does, and he hits Widgery. Can he take the mark? He does, and then handball to Cassidy. Cassidy looks inside the forward 50. Running at it is Paps. Can he take the mark? No, just through his hands. Lockier's there. Keeble's there. No free kick out now, and there is a high tackle. So Sebastopol are going to have a shot.
That was true Sebastopol football, maintaining possession of the ground, maintaining possession of the ball through the middle of the ground. And I think Jed Hill.
Jed Hill.
Yeah, he's got the free kick after coming back on.
He copped a big knock in that late in that first quarter. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to continue playing. Looks like he just had the wind knocked out of him. He's had a bit of a breather, and
Usually a very good kick for goal, Jed.
Now to kick the first goal of this second quarter to bring it back to only a 2-kick margin. Jed Hill kicks it. Looks okay. Just to the other side. Jumping over the top. Paps. No, couldn't quite. Just on that piece of play that we saw, you could see it all happening in front of you. Very well done from Sebastopol.
Well, no surprise that both sides struggling for accuracy. Long kick in from the Bloods to the outer wing. Hat kick off the ground. Absolutely fresh aired it there on that occasion. Working it forward was Hickey. The numbers with Sebas. Hutt off to a teammate who thumps it long to a 2-on-2, and Blake Suter juggling mark, paid by the umpire. It's a real in and under type of player, Blake Suter. He's a real contributor to the Melton quest this year as he goes with a long territory kick towards centre wing. The big leap comes from Lachlan Watkins, not holding the mark there on that occasion. Umpire deemed that someone else had a bit of a bite of it too. There's a little kick forward, scrubbing sort of kick. Savas with the numbers. Sweeping handball over the top. O'Keefe thumps it long. Real dump kick. Just get it out of that dangerous territory. Nice little fist on, but only so far as Walker, who steams through. And then his kick is a little ill-directed. Opens the door a little for Sebas. And now they can hurt them on the rebound. It's a one-on-one situation. Might have been grabbed high, Brenton Payne. How does the umpire adjudicate calls for a ball up? Pretty good work there by Lockyer on that occasion, just to not let it out.
A good decision by the umpire too. I think it was a fairly neutral situation.
I think it's been exceptionally umpired so far. They're putting the whistle away a little bit, which is what you want in a grand final. Here's O'Leary, and good smother coming across his boot from Dummett. I see the ball go out of bounds.
Umpire Blake Reid in charge at the moment, umpire of the year, Ballarat Football League umpire
What you like to see. Just a young one too.
Yeah, young fella.
Lots of promise and
local cricketer too. Where's
that's what we like to hear.
Back in it. Good rock battle, or trying to get forward. O'Leary rows it well, and then just dumps it. Quite a high ball, hoping someone can get under it, and there's a holding free kick being paid. It's going to go the way of Matt Austin. When he gets going, he gets his own ball on a string. Matt Austin, if you go through the middle of the ground, you think he's just going to take the safer option and go down, but there's good representation from Melton, although it gets out the back. Dummett trying, and then good work from O'Leary, although he gets caught. The umpire says play on. I think that's the right call. And he slides in. Did he take out his knees? No, it's out of bounds. Oh, no. Out in the full. Must have come off his boot. So here's Cassidy. Goes. He's looking for Keeble over the top. Couldn't quite hut. Can he get the hands out? He couldn't. And now Widgery cracking in. Gets it. Out. Ball in dispute. And they're just going to try and get it forward. It's a territory game at the moment. Sitting on top of the ball. Haven't had a stoppage in a while, and there it is. Good contested footy from both teams so far. Yeah,
true contested game at the moment.
Well, the spectacular mark's probably one of the hardest skills to try to perform. Keeble almost pulled that off, had about 75% of it. There's Widger, he tries to burst through the pack. He's tackled as he tries to get a kick away, and unfortunately for him, O'Leary holds him up, and O'Leary wins himself a free kick. He works it out wide to Watkins. Commentary side of the ground. Has a short leading option, but unfortunately it's cut off by Matt Austin. Unfortunately for Melton, that is. Fortunately for Sebastopol. So Austin goes towards half forward, trying to use his body there on that occasion was Lockyer. All the experience coming to the fore there on that occasion, fisted it forward, or just walks it over the boundary line there on that occasion. And now there's a bit of push and shove. Things are starting to heat up because there's a bit of feeling in this one, and I reckon the umpire will be in his best interest just to get the ball moving.
Yeah, you just need to throw the ball back in and get the players back on playing footy. As you
The
said,
umpire's actually pulling out a free kick. No, he's just speaking to someone.
there's a bit of feeling in this one.
As Archie Burley resumes the action.
Goes back in. O'Shea's dangerous in this situation. He's a very quick O'Shea. He's going to gather the ball and then look to his right. Good tackle. Gives it off to Hutt. Hutt with an up and under. Can Toby get under it? He can. Oh, just drops the mark, but there's a block. Is it going to go the way of Sebas?
Melton.
It's going to go the way of Melton. Riley Walker will be the recipient of the free kick. He looks to go to the fat side of the ground and just he try and hit up McIntyre. Goes through the hands. Very tough to take overhead marks in these conditions. As 4 players jump on the ball and we'll have another stoppage.
Well, 10 minutes gone in this second quarter, Paul, and we're still searching for our first goal. It just shows you the importance of those early ones as the opportunity emerges again, but once again we'll have another ball up almost in the identical spot.
Yeah, toing and throwing the contested ball at the moment. Just waiting for someone to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and try and get control and kick the next goal.
Melton want the boundary. Working their way through traffic. Spilling out a handball, and now Suter throws it on the boot. Right up the corridor. Awkward bouncing football. Good defensive ploy by Keel. Cassidy, he's in the mix too. Now out to O'Shea. O'Shea's going to be run down by Borg. Gets his kick away in time. Heading in the Hutt direction, and unfortunately he runs out of tarmac and the ball over the boundary line some 60 metres around from the Sebast scoring zone. They're trailing by 13, the Boroughs, as Melton holds the ascendancy at the 11-minute mark of our second quarter.
Let's get balls back in now, and Richards fighting in front spot. I think that's Orr. He's got mud all over his jumper. Absolutely covered in it. Now, good pick up there from the Sebast player in Medwell, and then handballs it off, but into trouble, and another great tackle. Be a stoppage, and I reckon the longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be to score, because the heavier the ball's going to be.
And it's going to be hard to see who's who out there as well as the longer the day goes.
Gets out, trying to get it forward was Richard, and then good pick up from Austin into the middle. They got to try and get something going here. It was the tackle slipped high, but the umpire said play on. Good call from the umpire. Austin now around the corner. That was creative. Hits up Witchery, so he looks further afield. He's got Cassidy.
Needs to go deep.
And he's got Paps. Can Paps get there? It's in his direction, and good work. Although Cassidy gets off, can he find a teammate? He can't. Getting in there looks like Lockyer, and then handball out. Here's Toby Hutt. Hits in the pocket. Keeble. Now Keeble's got Lockyer, but no, he's going to go back and have a shot himself from 20 metres out. Tough angle.
Drop punt, Paul Aikman, or around the body?
I'd say he'll go with a drop punt, knowing James. He's a very good kick for goal usually, but last time I said that, it was a close miss. And notice that Lockie Cassidy's been pushing forward a lot more this quarter and trying to get some scoreboard pressure on the opposition. Had a hand in this bit of play.
We know when Keeble gets going, he can be so dangerous. Goes back, kicks, it looks pretty good, but no, just to the near side. It looked like he made decent connection. Registers another minor score, 3-5-23 to 1-5-11. 13 minutes gone in the second quarter of the Ballarat Toyota Grand Final.
Mr. Reliable, Brenton Payne pumps it very long from the kick in. Waiting at the back. Carter was there, ball to ground. McIntyre's in the mix. He too goes to ground. And we'll have a ball up between centre wing and half forward, with Sebastopol just in attack, but 1-5. Will it come back to haunt them? It's going to be a mighty challenging task to...
Sebastopol player down over the far side. Might be Chase Dummett, is it?
No. Could be Riley O'Keefe.
Riley O'Keefe, maybe.
Yeah. Should be huge because he's such an important part to Sebastopol's backline.
Looks like he's in a lot of pain, doesn't he?
Might be an ankle or something.
Yes, it's Riley O'Keefe. So this could be a real blow for Sebastopol because he's such a high-quality player. Just got a bit of a stop in play at the moment as the trainers attend to him now. So, Paul, midway through this second quarter, there hasn't been a goal scored by either side. It won't be a long one would imagine, but what do the respective sides need to do here?
Well, I think Sebastopol have won their fair share of the ball. They've just got to capitalise on their opportunity. So they've had 2 or 3 good entries into their forward 50, and if they can capitalise on that, they can actually put some scoreboard pressure back on the opposition. But they seem to have the majority of the ball at the moment.
And Melton, of course, whilst they lead by 2 straight kicks, they haven't exactly exploded away, and clearly Sebas had Keeble kick that last goal, and were they to grab another one here, obviously things can change pretty dramatically, can't they?
That's right, and Melton haven't dominated the game. Having said that, they've also taken their opportunities a lot better, and those 2 early goals, as you mentioned earlier in the game, are going to come to the fore, and that's the difference in the game so far.
Yeah, goals are gold.
Reckon it's an ankle, or
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
it's an ankle, I'd say.
Yeah, and it looks pretty serious too. This is really unfortunate for the Boroughs, and particularly for Riley O'Keefe. He's such an important part of their...
One of their key defenders.
Yeah.
as the rain starts to fall again.
Good North Ballarat junior that's gone over to, is the future brother-in-law of James Keeble.
There you go.
Riley.
There's a bit of a connection as the umpire holds the ball off, ready to resume play, as Archie Burley is too.
It's back, McIntyre, and like Richards there, and it's straight back out of bounds. So we'll replay that one.
No Medi-sub in the Ballarat Footy Netball League either, Paul.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it's a shame for a young player to have to cop that injury.
Getting it forward was Melton, and then well done from Sebastopol trying to hold that up. Well set up behind the ball, but that was well done from that player to get it forward in the one-on-one. Can Carter take this mark? It's contested. It gets out the back. Banbury looks set, though. He's got the wheels on him. He's just going to professionally fumble that over the boundary line, and he does. So Sebastopol can get set behind the footy. Well done from Jack Banbury on that occasion.
Yeah, he did well to get back and help out his teammates, because there was a lot of space in the forward 50 for Melton.
Umpires are always going to be more lenient on the deliberate rule when you've got conditions like this. Richards down now. Getting on the end of it was a great tackle. Looked like it was Jack Walker, and have another stoppage 50 metres out from the Melton goal.
Yeah, so the Rangers picking up in intensity here at Mars Stadium. McIntyre, front position from Richards. Melton with an opportunity. Could be a high tackle. Yes, that's the way the umpire adjudicates. And now the Bloods set to go inside 50. A Carter lead, no doubt, will come. It did. And there was Sebastopol intervening. O'Shea with a handball over the top. Oh, there's a heavy knock. Sebastopol copping one there, and will have a ball up. Just rubbing his head there on that occasion.
Yeah, umpire on the wrong side of the contest to see that.
That's right, and they're only human, so no criticism there on that occasion. Cassidy pumps it out of defence. Oh, the big leap came from Walker. Richards, kick forward, juggling, mark taken by Melton. Some 65 metres out from goal. Pumping it inside now is Jack Walker, going the territory kick once again. Oh, the snap on goal is a wonderful goal for Melton. A something out of nothing.
Lockie Walker, I think.
It was Lachlan Walker. First goal for Lachlan Walker, the first goal of the second term, and now an 18-point margin enjoyed by the Melton Bloods, 4-5-29 to 1-5-11 on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard. The Bloods in pursuit of their first Ballarat Football Netball League flag since 2005.
I reckon that 18-point margin is about 35 on any other day.
Yeah, just another example of Melton making the most of their opportunities forward. Another front and square opportunity, and a beautiful snap finish over the left shoulder.
Back in the middle, McIntyre and Hutt's now in there, and Melton go forward again. They pile on a couple here. They can really put the scoreboard pressure on Sebastopol. As it comes out, good tackle there laid from Sebastopol player. Banbury's involved. He wants to go through the middle. It's a risky kick, but fortune favours the brave. Here goes Toby Hutt. Walks through and then kicks down. Melton have the numbers there. Can Keeble take a mark? He gets fisted away from him. Jed Hill runs into trouble. This could be holding the ball. I think it will be. It is. It's the Melton crowd getting vocal. It's all starting to go Melton's way as go down and getting front position and not taking the mark, but then getting the free kick is Carter. The Ryan variety. He's going to go the barrel and just get it as far as he can. And someone get under that. It looks like Lockyer might have had it covered. It didn't, got away from him and throw a blanket over 15 players there. The umpire can't pick a free kick out of that one, and we'll have a stoppage 45 metres out from Melton's goal.
Yeah, it might have been a case of last person leaving Melton turn out the lights, I think, Paul, this morning. They all appear to be over here.
Yes.
Maybe there's a few down Melton South Territory. They're watching the live stream, no doubt. Here's Braden Kite, tries to evade a tackle. He's wrapped up. The umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll have a ball up. Some 45 metres out from goal, hard up against the boundary. 4-5-29 plays 1-5-11.
Well, we saw him create something out of nothing through Walker last time. Can they do it again? Running through the stoppage and couldn't grab it was Borg, and then Sebastopol win a free kick, and the cheers will come. And 20 minutes gone. You can't see that being an extra long quarter, so standing under this one, getting over the top was Orr, and now good tackle laid on him. And then the ball's somewhere under there. I'll have another stoppage just in front of us in the broadcast position. Right on the Carlton Draft logo. It's it out now. Good work from, although tackled without it. Umpire says play on, and then well done from Hickey to get it back, and he was pumped after it, so it's on again, a little scruffle. It's going to be a downfield free kick that Ryan Carter is going to go. He's just going to go with that barrel again. Can it get out the back? Oh, good mark in defence, standing in the hole from Hugo Pabst. So they'll exit the defensive 50 here.
Yeah, so Bailey Nedwell inciting that little bit of drama behind the play, just with a bit of a late bump.
Bit of a late hit, yes.
A little unnecessary. Cassidy, as Sebastopol looked to clear Cassidy.
Can't do that, Lachlan. You've got to go back behind your mark.
Playing for the 50, I suspect, and now he uses the stand rule beautifully as Heaney has to stand the mark, and he heads in the direction of his teammate there at Harvey. And the umpire will ask for the footy for another ball up between half forward and centre wing. 4-5 plays 1-5. 18 points separate the two sides. Going to go it alone there on that occasion, or just fists it forward in the direction of Carter. Snowden's there, and he's happy to see it over the line. Some 50 metres around from the Melton scoring zone. 22.5 minutes have gone in this second quarter. We're closing in on half-time with Wes Cusworth, Archie Burley and Paul Aikman on special comments in our grand final.
The Melton chance getting up and about. I can feel it. One more. I think I'm going to tear the
Great smother.
roof off this place. Great smother there, and then good tackle coming in from Suter. The umpire says play on, and then comes out to O'Shea, tries to take on 3-4, and he's gone, holding the ball. Everything going Melton's way for the minute. This is Lachlan Hickey. A couple of tall targets down there, one of them being, well, you got the two Carter boys, and he's going to go short of the pocket, and a great kick. Oh, it's spilled by Braden Kite. He gets it back now and then kick to the tip of the goal square. Can someone take a mark there? Coming in from the side was Jacob Hickey, and running out with it. Well done from Sebastopol. That was Bailey Veal. It goes straight out of bounds on the full. So Melton, with his continued pressure, will enter again. This is what their setup does. Structured so well behind the ball, and now Manito goes to the up and under. They get there. No, it's tough to take a mark in these conditions. Can Sebastopol get it out? There's Ben Hutton straight to Melton again.
Set up well behind the ball, Melton.
You know, short, try and find someone. Just gets through the hands there, and then a couple jump on it. They might get a free kick. It's going to go the way of Sebastopol, so they're holding up okay during a lot of pressure. They're going to go out wide through Banbury.
So Banbury, product of St. Pat's, very polished player. Not dismissing the enormous credit that Sebastopol deserves in shaping his game. He's a quality contributor. Finds a teammate on centre wing. This is Jai Harvey, works it out further wide. O'Shea, laterally back in board, it's going to fall short of the target, who is pursued. Baileyville taken to ground, and there's no escaping the Melton clutches there on that occasion. We'll have a ball up on the edge of the square. 4-5, plays 1-5.
Just didn't quite execute there with that short kick.
We're back, and good work from Melton there, although Cassidy gets in the way, and then the ball was one out from Melton. Then good hands. Here they go. They could go inside 50 again. They will. So 1-on-1 between 1-on-2 between Braden Kite. Did he get it? Was he held? The umpire says out of bounds. Look at the representation though from Braden Kite. He makes every opponent around him nervous.
He's been in everything today so far.
Go watch for Borg running off the stoppage here. Comes through and out the back. Good tackle from Carter. Another stoppage from 20 metres out from Melton's goal. The next goal would be a huge mountain to climb for Sebastopol after that in these conditions. Getting close to half time. Goes out now, and good tackle laid from Dummett. Ball then squeezes out, and they do get free. They get it forward. Can they take the mark? No, it's just through. Well, Braden Kite get there, he doesn't. A couple of players just got pushed to ground, and then out running, snapped around the body from Watkins, and it will go out of bounds on the full. So Sebastopol will rebound from deep in their back pocket.
Great spoil down there by Jordan Crone, 1-on-1 in the goal square, and now he's a recipient of a free kick.
A little bit of a reward for Jordan Crone. He heads along the line. O'Shea, Mark, not able to be held. Kick off the ground by Sebas. Could have been a push in the back. Yep, that's how the umpire adjudicates. Just wondering how the players are learning to adjust to these conditions, because we've in the main had fine Saturdays across the course of this season.
Yeah, it's amazing how highly skilled players, most of them can adjust to the conditions, and today's no exception. The better players are still coming to the fore.
This is Keeble. Keeble, well, his target may have been held, and
opportunity here for Sebas.
This is how the umpire saw it. Now they can move forward. Could have been a little bit of a nudge there on that occasion. And Brenton Payne, once again, just professionally sees it over the boundary line, some 55 metres around from the Sebas scoring zone. It's an 18-point advantage with the visiting to Ballarat, Melton Bloods, who led the ladder for the bulk of the season.
Here's O'Shea now. They've got to get it long and forward. Dummett trying to get it there. And then Melton might win it back here. Well, represented was Veal, and then out the back hill. He's got some space. And he get it through to Keeble. Keeble's got to find someone with a hands. He can't now. Dummett got to get a mark here. Sebas, it's fallen in front, and now just off the ground any way they can. Melton, they're just going to try and move it forward. Kyle Borg had a fresh airy, and then a couple of players jumping in on it. Hopefully the umpire lets it go for as long as possible, and now it does squirt out the back. Players, good tackle from Paps, just not letting anything go. It's like a potato on there at the moment, and then good tackle, but the umpire's going to let this one go again, and then off the boot it might run out of bounds. The umpire can't pick a free kick out of that. No, it's going to be thrown back in. And just before, lads, Tony Lockyer was calling for it long multiple times. He wants it one out, but they're just not kicking it to him.
They've gone a bit short a couple of times going in forward 50. Sebas, they need to get the ball longer. It's more of a territory game in these conditions, as you guys know.
It's just a minefield for turnovers today, isn't it? So that's why they
short,
yeah, by going short.
Goes back, and then good kick forward for Sebas. If they can get on the end of this, coming through was Stowe. Widgery rose it, but it was a good tackle coming the other way. Then off the ground from Hill. Now here's Keeble. He's dangerous in these situations. Jumping and diving. He might get the kicking in danger. He will, and that's why you put your head over the ball, because you win free kicks like that.
That one's interesting in the AFL. If the player's legs are taken out from under them, it's a free kick to the player whose legs are taken out.
Yeah, this is Riley Walker. Could have gone either way, but very courageous by Riley Walker on that occasion. Chase Dummett, Cassidy, sweeping handball out to Austin. Hacks it forward. There's Payne back there. He throws it on the boot. The barrels are coming out today. Oh, there's a good mark taken. Clever stuff by Borg. Oh, he's got a man in space. Can he gather? Heaney couldn't get clean hands, but Braden Kite's just got a few metres on his rival. He's hard up against the boundary. He bounces it towards the square. It's a one-on-one taken by Borg. Misses to the right. Siren sounds to end the second quarter. It's half-time here at Mars Stadium in our McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League Grand Final for 2022, and it's Melton Bloods 4-6-30, leading by 19 points over Sebastopol, 1-5-11. It's a very, very engaging, enjoyable contest, albeit incredibly difficult conditions for the players on both sides, with a lot of rain throughout the course of the day, and just as we break for half-time, it looks like the rain might have broken too. But Paul Aikman, what's your assessment, given the fact that we saw just the one goal kick that turn?
Yeah, well, Sebas had a fair bit of the play, but they just didn't capitalise inside forward 50 from their entries, and I thought they went a bit shallow a couple of times and could have gone a bit longer into the one-on-ones. When Melton had their opportunities, they capitalised and kicked the one goal for the quarter, 1 goal, 2 for the quarter. They had 3 shots on goal. Sebas only having the 2 for the quarter, kicking 2 points, but I thought Sebas had majority of the play through the middle of the ground, but Melton just capitalising on their opportunities a bit better.
Yeah, very well said, Paul. Who are some of the players you reckon have been stand out so far for each team?
Oh, for Melton, I like the game of Jack Walker so far in the midfield. Also, Braden Kite, the captain, leading from the front, and obviously well supported by the defence. The defence is holding up strong for Melton. For Sebas, like the game of Matt Austin so far on the wing, had a fair bit of the ball.
Yeah.
And when the ball gets into the forward line, Keeble looks dangerous, and so does the other forwards as well. But they're just starved of opportunities, and it's probably not a forwards day. Having said that, if they get more opportunities, they'll actually be dangerous when it goes in there.
Yeah, I think as a contested game it's definitely suiting Chase Dummett. He's been in and under everything, and he loves cracking in. Has had his own footy at times today. We'll go to the half-time McCafe break, so you've got some time to go down to your local McDonald's and maybe get a coffee and something to eat, and we'll catch you for the second half.
As the sun comes out at the stadium.
Hopefully it stays like that for the second half of the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final. Catch you on the other side.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
Kids absorb sports betting ads from a young age, making them think that sports betting is normal. It's up to us as parents, coaches and clubs to let our kids know that sports and gambling don't have to go together. For tips on how to start the conversation, visit our website.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
Kids absorb sports betting ads from a young age, making them think that sports betting is normal. It's up to us as parents, coaches and clubs to let our kids know that sports and gambling don't have to go together. For tips on how to start the conversation, visit our website.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
Kids absorb sports betting ads from a young age, making them think that sports betting is normal. It's up to us as parents, coaches and clubs to let our kids know that sports and gambling don't have to go together. For tips on how to start the conversation, visit our website.
Welcome back to the 2022 Ballarat Football League Grand Final. Hope you had time to go down to Macca's to get a nice meal and a cafe beverage before the start of this second half.
Soy chai latte for me, thanks Archie.
All right.
Very yuppie of me, isn't it?
Could pick that from you, Wes. What do we think is going to happen in this second half, Paul?
Dry conditions. Ground is still a bit greasy, but at least the rain's gone.
Back in the middle, huge second half. Everything to play for here. McIntyre and Richards. Dummett winning the contested ball, getting on his foot, trying to get it forward to Keeble. He couldn't quite, and then Cassidy tackled as he kicked it. Couldn't take the mark, was Toby Hart, and then winning the ball at ground level, Sebastopol, and then a couple of players jump on it, and the umpire's going to deem that no prior opportunity.
Judging by that kick from Cassidy out of the centre, I think Sebast might have had the feedback to go a bit longer in towards their forward 50.
That'll be interesting to watch as the umpire prepares to throw the ball up on the front of the centre square with Sebast just into attack. Palmed away by McIntyre, hacked out of the air by the Bloods, fisted away by Snowden. Then another hack off the ground from Carter. Borg's taken in the tackle by Banbury. I reckon Borg doesn't even have a full grasp of that footy. I think it was wedged between Banbury and Borg there on that occasion, and the umpire discerned that and did the right thing and paid a ball up. Throws it up between the two big fellas. Fisted away. Secondary fist by Richards.
Good tackle.
There's Suter buried. Umpire calls play on. Umpire Paul Aikman said that was the right call in terms of a good tackle. That was the ball was unable to be extracted, and ultimately we will have a ball up with Sebast just in attack. Then no change to the halftime scoreboard.
Watch the Lockyer here. He's dangerous. They get a long ball inside 50. Sebast in and under. That was Veal, but he might have sat on it. The umpire says no, he didn't. So Lockyer's in the goal scope by himself. He also got Jed Hill, Toby Hart.
Jai Harvey down there as well.
Go again. McIntyre wins that tap. Bit quiet in the first half, but good tackle from Dummett. He's appealing for it. It's a good tackle. No, the umpire looked like he was going to give it, and then ball got out. Good work from Cassidy, just doing everything he can. Dummett in there again, and then, oh, well done from Keel there. Head over the footy. It's just a bit of stoppage footy. The start of this third quarter.
Bit of a North Ballarat connection to the Sebast lineup, isn't there, Paul?
There are. There's probably half a dozen players that got a connection with North Ballarat Footy Club, including their coach.
Yeah, so we're talking North Ballarat of a VFL kind.
That's right. So Luke Keel, James Keeble, Tony Lockyer, Lockie Cassidy, and then obviously Michael Searle, the coach, has also spent time with North Ballarat Footy Club in the VFL days.
Free kick has been pulled out of that contest. It's going to go the way of Brett McIntyre, the 30-year-old. Comes out to the commentary wing. His target was Hickey. Almost had it, and the ball knocked away there on that occasion. Chase Dummett, he's at the bottom of everything, Chase Dummett. He is relishing these conditions today. Ball spills out to the advantage of Lachlan Hickey. He can't quite gather possession. There's Snowden, and then worked over the boundary line between the interchange gates is Luke Keel, and we'll have a throw in. 4:6:30 plays 1:5:11. We've gone 3.5 minutes into this third quarter of our 2022 Grand Final.
Looks like Sebastopol, the right of your screen is the scoring end, so hopefully they can get themselves back in this game. Great tackle from Dummett again, and then gets out to Cassidy to Keeble. Keeble walks through one and then gets cleaned up by McIntyre. It's going to be downfield. So Cassidy's going to hold it up. A bit silly from McIntyre there. Didn't need to give that away.
Needs to go deep here with this kick.
No. Lockyer's been held. Umpire didn't see it. It's going to go in his direction. Can Lockyer do something here? The captain. No, it's good work from Cotter to stand under that one. And now it's an up and under kick. Richards coming across, listing it down, and then taking the tackle on and being tackled. And it might be another stoppage. It will be. Just didn't look like they went long and strong in that occasion, but Jordan Cotter was well set so are the Melton defenders.
Beautiful sunny day here in Ballarat now as the third quarter is really starting to unfold. The ground is still like a skating rink and the players having to contend with something pretty extraordinary in contrast to the bulk of their season, as we see a little kick from the Bloods over the boundary line, and the umpire satisfied that was a legitimate attempt and will have a throw in between centre wing and half forward. 30 plays 11. Scoring still at a premium. Those early goals, as we made mention, from Borg and Braden Kite came in the first 6 minutes, and they've proved to be the difference to this point in time. Mawson hasn't seen a whole lot of action. Swings onto the left. Trying to take the half volley was Lachlan Walker. Eventually Walker does get it and pumps it inside 50. This is a dangerous situation for Sebastopol. They've got numbers back. They need to keep the footy alive, although only so far as Walker knocked off the footy. Diving into the pack there was Widgery. Holds the ball in, and the umpire says the Melton player jumped on the footy, and Widgery wins himself a free kick. 35 metres from defensive goal.
They're going to go out wide to the position. There's a couple there. Orr gets front position, nearly takes the mark, and then well done from the side there. Sebastopol, and now Lockyer, he can take it. He's got a one-on-one deep, one out in the 50. It's between Jai Harvey, he puts it there. There's Melton defenders getting back. What can Harvey do? He tries to keep it and just gets knocked away from the ball. And Melton, if they can gather the ball through Suda, they'll be fine, and that's a good kick. Although Cotter uncharacteristically drops that mark, and then it's a stoppage, and that's what grand final pressure does here, especially in these conditions.
At least now, Sebas seem to be going deeper into their forward 50, which is a good sign for them.
More opportunities, and good tap from Orr, and then tackled. Cotton out on the boot. And they're going to get out of trouble here. They might. Good contest from Sebastopol there. That was Crone trying to make that one, and then the kick out to the boundary line. They've got to try and keep this one in, and Paps kicks it out. But I don't think the boundary umpire saw, so it's going to be a stoppage in front of us in the broadcast position.
Aaron Timms rings the changes. Menito on for a run. Boundary throw in. Orr got the clean jumper on now. It's probably weighed down by the mud on the previous one. Jack Walker threw himself at the contest. Sebas take possession. Cassidy dispossessed. Mawson could have been held without it. Called to play on. This is Austin. Banbury head over the football. Tackled by multiple Melton players. Kick forward comes from the Bloods. Bounces towards the boundary line and over between half forward and centre wing. Still 19 points separate the two sides as we've gone 7 minutes in this third quarter.
Dummett comes on the ground. He's going to be huge in this second half, winning the contested ball for Sebastopol. They want to get back in this game. Now, work from Hanley, gets it through, and a good tackle coming from the back of True. Now forward, can they make something out of this, Sebastopol? Good work from Hutt, just trying to get it forward. He's put it in the path of his captain in Lockyer. Lockyer diving for the ball and just then kicking out of bounds, it looks like. How's the umpire going to see this one? He says throw it in. It's like that.
Lockyer appealing for that free kick, kicking in danger. When the kick is away from the hands, it typically isn't paid.
Yeah, and also not sure of the intent of the Melton player there. It might have been a
reluctant to call it.
Deliberate out of bounds.
Richards and Orr in the path of Cassidy, the 2021 Henderson medal, could have been the 2020. It's a back around the corner now. In the path of Dummett, there he is, contesting. Couldn't grab the ball, and then now it's out by Melton. Carter's well set, gets a good hand in the side. They could be away here, Melton, through the middle of the ground. How well set it. Sebastopol, Banbury battling in there, but then grabbing the ball and pushing it forward, and good defensive mark there from Keeble. He'll rebound off halfback for Sebastopol.
So Sebas go out wide. Stowe. Just the offensive side of centre wing, outer side of the ground. No change to the half-time scores, and we've gone 9 minutes. Kicks towards half forward, and the ball may have even been a bit of a falcon there on that occasion, and ultimately over the boundary line to be thrown in.
It's always a good sign we've got some spectators on the far side of the ground.
Yes, it says that things are starting to look a little clearer from where the weather's coming from. Looking forward to some nice clear weather for the presentations as we kick towards centre half back for Melton. They could be out if they can get it across to Manito. Manito tried to work it to Mawson's advantage. He in turn to Watkins. Dispossessed, comes back to Mawson. Can't get a clean kick away, or gathers and then tries to evade a tackle, and he is pinged.
Great pressure from Sebastopol. Multiple tackles in that passage of play.
They get it back. They're going to go long inside the 50. Can they take a mark? No, nearly defensive mark from Cotter. Then gets out here. Here's Veal. Can he create something from the boundary line? Wants to go the little inside out banana over the top. Couldn't quite, was Harvey, and then it goes through for a minor score. And Tony Lockyer copying some extra treatment, and he's throwing some hands. This is the goal square. He looks a bit
proppy there.
Yeah,
too.
he does, doesn't he? Doesn't look 100%. Melton will kick back in. Gonna run the line here. There's Payne and go really long outside that. It's a 50.
Fantastic clearing kick.
Isn't that a great kick, especially with the extra heavy ball from the rain? So we'll have a stoppage outer side of the ground, far wing.
Carried the ball probably 10 metres or so and then drove it about 60 metres.
Well, we know that Sebas are going to have to work so very hard to get it back. That's if they take possession at all. There's O'Shea. He's taken in the tackle, and the umpire will call for a ball up. 30 plays 12. 3 straight kicks separate the sides. Certainly not beyond the reach of Sebastopol, but you'd think they'd really like to pinch one pretty soon as we've gone 11 minutes in this third quarter.
Yeah, probably need the next goal, Sebastopol, to put some scoreboard pressure on.
So the tussle of the big men continues. Dummett tries to go off the ground. Bit of a fresh air shot there on that occasion. Here's Suter. Kicks out wide. He's got Carter. Takes it on the bounce. Back in board with the handball. Watkins up the chimney with the kick. As the Selkirk chimney provides the backdrop to that kick. Clash of bodies. Sebas go forward thanks to Cassidy. Mark taking it half forward. Now what can they conjure up, the Boroughs? A little up and under. Drifting underneath. Good mark.
Toby Hart.
Courageous mark, Toby Hart. This is a very, very important shot on goal to the western end of Mars Stadium.
And Wesley thought about going over the top to his captain, but I think he just said, Tony looked at him and just said, go back and kick the goal, mate. We need this.
Did the right thing and took responsibility. Going to take responsibility for the shot on goal.
Well, he really needs to kick this now. And if he does, it certainly give a little bit of a shot in the arm to Sebastopol. Comes in now. And he has kicked truly. The Boroughs got their second. They move along to 2-6-18. The margin cut back to 12 points. Melton lead 4-6-30. And we've got 12 and a half minutes into this third quarter.
So Lockie Cassidy getting his hands on the ball a lot this quarter and has been driving his team inside forward 50 continuously. He's been a big reason why the Sebas team are back in this game, and their entries into the forward 50 are a lot deeper. So game on here.
Go back in the middle. Or good in the ruck and Richards, and all winning that tap, and then a good tackle coming through. And oh, what a pickup that was from Widgery. Can he hit someone inside the forward 50? Coming at it. Keeble, Hutt from the side. Good work, and then trying to run it out, but nearly kicking in danger, and they could be out here if they gather the ball. This player's got all types of space. Makes a bounce. This is Manito. And then goes inside there, forward 50. Running back with a flight is True and taking a good defensive mark. Good transition footy from both sides on that occasion. Player's got space. It looks like Banbury. They can get it to him. It's just got to get over the top. Now it does. Good hands out. Now, work from Summit, although Melton through Manito again. He's running red hot. Good tackle, but it's not going to be rewarded. O'Shea gathers the ball, tries to get it through, and then pushing, and Bailey Veal happy to see that one over the boundary line. Good, exciting footy in this third quarter. 4-6-30 to 2-6-18. 14 minutes gone on the Ballarat Toyota Grand Final.
Low-scoring contest, but genuinely a game impacted by what's been a lot of rain throughout the course of today and the greasy conditions that have prevailed here at Mars Stadium. That's Jordan Kite, spills it out to the advantage of Borg. Although it's Sebast that capitalised with a kick towards Lockyer, has hands on it. Riley Walker riding right on his shoulder. His Keeble goes on the left. What can he conjure up? I tell you, is it going to bounce through? Oh, that's a miracle goal! What a goal! Unbelievable goal by the Boroughs.
Keeble, I think it was.
It was Keeble. And they're trying to G up their own supporters to get them some support as the margin is cut back to 6 points. Has hands on it. The turn on that. Walker. Paul, we'd love to see that on the cricket field. Shoulder. His Keeble goes on the left.
Bit of play by.
Can he conjure up? I tell you, is it going to bounce through? Oh, that's a miracle goal!
And then James Keeble with his X factor on the left boot, off the ground, conjured something out of nothing.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? Most of the times you see players trying to do that, they kick it out of bounds on the full. Back in the middle, well done. All the momentum with Sebastopol at the moment. 2 quick goals, dumb it again, gets it out. Oh, what a one-handed pluck. Oh, but it's not going to go back to downfield. It was a great mark from Medwell. It's going to go back to Richards, and he's just going to methodically handball it out. He's got a man alone, which is Paps. He wants to go there. Veer wants to swing onto his left boot and try and hit someone again. This has worked the last couple of times. McIntyre trying to get back. Nearly Lockyer, and then getting through it off the ground. And it's another goal. It's all square at Mars Stadium.
I think it was Keeble again off the ground. I'll have to look at the replay here.
4-6-30 to 4-6-30.
That's his third goal if it
swing
is.
onto his left boot, James try and hit someone Keeble, again. This has worked the last couple of times. McIntyre trying to get back. Nearly Lockyer,
and then getting
through it off the ground. And it's another goal. And with 16 minutes gone in this third quarter, it's anyone's game with all the momentum with Sebastopol.
I've also noticed that the Melton, Daniel O'Leary's gone to Lachlan Cassidy. Very close checking opponent at the minute.
Cassidy's quite potentially, apart from Keeble's finishing, Cassidy's the man that's actually turned this around.
He has.
What a game we've got in our hands now at Mars Stadium. The McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League Senior Grand Final is proving to be an absolute belter, 4-6-30 apiece. After it was the Bloods leading by 19 points at half-time and 3 goals in this term for the Boroughs. And they are really starting to bring this crowd alight. The big boys go at it once again. McIntyre with a little kick off the ground. There's O'Leary. Working hard. There's going to be a lot of soccering the ball off the ground today. Getting across is Hickey. He goes to ground. He's wrapped up in the tackle by Ben Hutt. Will the ball escape? And the umpire ultimately intervenes and says we'll have a ball up between centre wing and half forward with Melton into attack. 4-6-30 apiece in our 2022 decider.
Can Melton respond here, or is it Sebastopol? This next goal is huge, and Veal gets it out there. Cotter, he's usually pretty clean with the ball, gathers it, but good pressure coming from behind from Witchery. Then puts his head down. Did he take him on? Toby Hutt's appealing for the free kick. The umpire just says play on. And I think that's well umpired there. Let the game go, especially in a big grand final like this and the conditions.
That was very good umpiring because he didn't react to the crowd and didn't try to guess that something was going on there.
Today out, good, beautiful tap there, down, coming through. The whistle's been put away for the minute. Going back with the flight. Oh, good contest there from multiple players. And now Kite, the captain, he's happy to see that out of bounds just in front of his Melton faithful there.
You can really tell this is a grand final now. His body's been thrown everywhere in all the contests.
Yes, it's really picked up in intensity.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's when we thought that Melton were starting to create that arm's distance. McIntyre, front position, palmed it down. Blood's dispossessed.
There's Cassidy again.
Cassidy. That was Hutt. Mark not paid. Walker thumps it long inside 50. Juggling. Front position. Well done, Banbury. Ball kicked forward by Melton. Kite positions himself. Edged off the footy. Good body work. It's going to come back out to Borg. Kick the first goal of the game. Gets back onto his left. Kicks towards the one-on-one in the goal square. Fisted away. Ball to ground once again. Sebastopol got the numbers back and they're happy to retreat and cough up a rush behind. They lead by 1 point.
I've got numbers out here. Veal was on his own for a long time. And Nito trying to come across and does create the contest, although Veal did very well to get it back. Now, turn of the boot. Banbury to Hart. Does he hold this one? He doesn't. He's just struggling to hold those as a few players are. And we'll take a breath for a second, but what a great contest it is. 20 minutes to go on the third quarter. Back up again. Work from Stowe was there, and then Manito. Happy to see that one out.
Breeze has also dropped off a fair bit here.
Conditions getting better and better for scoring. Melton hold a 1 point lead in this third quarter as the ball's thrown back in. Burrows chance up. Here goes Chase Dummett. He loves to contest the ball, though. He doesn't want to pick it up. He just gets it forward. And then Keeble was pushed out of it. Coming through here was Medwell. Run past the ball, and then handball straight to the boundary line. Medwell's going to keep it in. That was pretty creative. And then just out of bounds. And you can feel the energy here at Mars Stadium's just picking up.
Melton leading by 1 point. Sebas with the ball in attack. Fisted away, there's Manito and O'Shea. Manito takes it. Little kick forward, Kite. Could have been held, called the play on. Kick comes from Watkins. The chant resounds around Mars Stadium. Now the ball spills to Suter, tries to stream through traffic. He does so with a kick to a one-on-one. Carter goes to ground. Umpire calls play on. Good decision. Ball comes out to Braden Kite. How does he negotiate his way towards goal? And he can't, and the ball's over the boundary line.
I'll be happy with that.
15 metres around from the scoring zone. And the Bloods lead by 1 point.
Very well done from Braden Kite. Stoppage inside their forward 50. I know they're a good stoppage side. Watch for the likes of Kyle Borg coming through here. Runners down. Good work. Oh, here's an opportunity. Can they kick this one? They can! Jacob Hickey from nearly directly in front. Found some space where there was none and runs into the open.
Not sure Michael Searle will be happy with that. It was a goal from the back 50 stoppage, or a forward 50 stoppage in Melton's eyes, but Jacob Hickey running onto the loose ball almost unattended and put it through from about 20 metres out.
Had a little too much space to work with, didn't he?
Absolutely. Too much from a back 50 stoppage in Sebastopol's eyes.
Should have had the sweeper at the back of the contest there, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and man on man.
5-7, plays 4-6, cracking grand final to decide 2022's premier. Or questionable handball. Austin leads his rival to the football. Manito goes to ground. O'Shea will just hack it off the ground. Here's Hart. Hart's
kept his feet well.
He did keep his feet. He chose to go off the ground and then continue just to move the ball forward any which way they can.
High tackle.
High tackle. It's going to go the way of Sebas.
Tony Lockyer, I think.
The skipper.
No Keel.
Yeah, well, they've thrown... Look, Luke Keel did so much defensive work last week in that preliminary final, just dropping back, but now he's got an opportunity up forward. How do you rate his goal kicking from a set shot?
Well, the last two guys I've backed in, they've missed, but Luke's also a nice kick of the footy, so I'd back him in from here.
Luke Keel to bring his side within 1 point in our 2022 grand final. Subtle angle to deal with. Gets close to the man on the mark, sets it up nice and high, misses to the left. 6 points separate the two sides. Sebas 4-7-31. Trial Melton Bloods 5-7-37.
Here we go, kicking out here. Cotter, ever reliable. He's down that line and you'd be happy with that result. You're a Melton player out the back of the stoppage and they can reset again. Or versus Richards. So Burrows chance up. The next one's a goal in it. Manito wins that, and he's taken down. Good tackle from O'Shea. How does the umpire see it? He says play on. It's funny how if you just hold your whistle for a little bit, the players eventually get rid of it. So it shows that they can get rid of it when they want to. Or out the back and then ping-ponging a ball around to Keeble. Keeble hits the belly of the ball and it might go out of bounds. A good mark taken anyway from Jack Walker. Walker to try and take a little bit off the kick and hit something in the middle. As Sebas have good numbers if they can win this. Though it's got around Cassidy. He's been huge this quarter. The little check side around the corner. Beats a couple. And then Cassidy again trying to go in and under, and ball's stuck on somewhere under there. The umpire will call for the stoppage. Good football here. It might not be the cleanest contest, but it's good contested footy. Back again. It's going to be a free kick paid this occasion.
Richards.
And Richards, and he's got the switch on if he wants it. Shea wants it in the middle. He's just going to go long and strong. And someone take a good mark here. No, they didn't talk. It doesn't matter. It gets out to Sura, and then a big hit coming the other way from Keel. And they get it to here. It's a good kick, and is it a mark taken? It is. I don't know about the 15, but Medwell has a mark. He's going to go quickly and take the mark, and then running check side boot. It's not going to get there, and it's good defensive mark taken. That was Jai Harvey who came the other way, and Brenton Payne got back there, and he'll exit for the Bloods.
So Payne comes to the commentary side of the ground with a long penetrative kick. Hands fly, but ultimately it's fisted over the line. So Sebas with opportunities to pull themselves back even in these latter stages of this third term. 26.5 minutes have gone. They trail by 6 points. Bloods in the ascendancy by just that one straight kick. Here's Sudar, taken by Chase Dummett. Two of the toughest, hardest working in and under players in the competition. I'll hand it back to the umpire, who hurls the Sherrin into the air or wins it down. Taken by Veal, and he's immediately taken by O'Leary. Fisted away by Orr this time. Running onto it is Borg, and the ball over the boundary line right in front of us in the commentary position. 5-7-37, plays 4-7-31. 27 minutes gone. We're right in the shadows of three-quarter time here at Mars Stadium.
How handy would one be for Sebastopol here? Be huge if either team could score a goal late in this third quarter. O'Shea trying to get that ball out, stuck under Jed Hill, and stoppage in the middle of the ground. There's a few goals kicked this quarter, so can't be long to go. Just got to hope that Sebastopol can try and make something here. Mawson in and under, didn't have it, and the umpire says play on, and now he's giving it, kicking in dangerous. It's going to go the way of Veal, and there's not long to go, so he might just want to pump this as far as he can. He takes a little bit off the kick.
Shallow entry.
Not what they needed, and good dropping back in the hole from Blake Suter. Suter's going to go wide, and they're going to pull the trigger one last time. They've got heaps of space. Here's Mawson. He's going to chip this ball around. They've worked this well to halfway the field, centre ground, and Lockie has gone down back for the time being, probably to prevent any last-minute goals. So they've got one behind the ball.
Yeah, trying to steady things up, make sure there's no more score. If Sebas aren't going to score, they're trying to make sure that Melton aren't going to score.
He's given it a dump tackle, so this is a chance for Sebas. They go very quickly. Gonna go the only place they have been, that's down the line. Can Toby Hutt take a good contested mark there? Gets out the back. Here they go. Here's their opportunity. Good take there, and then taken on. Can he get it on the boot? He can, and pushed out of bounds as he kicked. So we'll have a stoppage on the far side of the ground. 5-7-37 to 4-7-31. There's a goal in it. 29 minutes gone in the third quarter of the Ballarat Toyota Grand Final.
All thrown in. Orr and Richards continue to go at it once again. And we're going to have another stoppage. 4 goals this term. So there won't be a lot of time beyond the 30-minute mark, one would think. So umpire throws to Sharon up.
Melton also dropping someone back behind the ball.
Just trying to mitigate the damage at this late stage. There's Cassidy burrowing his way through. Got the handball off. Swung around there on that occasion. Umpire satisfied. Kick forward comes from Melton. There's Banbury. Almost got the clean gather then. And the ball worked over the boundary line between centre wing and half forward. Melton just edging into attack. With the light shining brightly here at Mars Stadium, but the weather is far nicer than it was earlier as Archie Burley picks up the action.
Back in, as he has been, dumps it long all day. And then well gathered from O'Shea around the corner. It's probably their last opportunity. Nearly a good mark taken from Jordan Kide. And then in that far wing, the siren goes for three-quarter time. So this is it. There's a goal in it. It's 5-7-37 Melton to 4-7-31 Sebastopol. They had a good quarter, Sebastopol, kicking 3 goals, even it back up, and then 1 goal late there from Jacob Hickey for Melton to give them the ascendancy going into the three-quarter time with a 1-goal lead. What do you make of that, Paul?
So it was a fantastic effort by Sebast to get back into the game. 3 goals, 2 to 1 for the quarter. A lot to do with the midfield of Sebast getting on top. Lachlan Cassidy, Chase Dummett, Connor O'Shea and the like, getting on top in the midfield and driving the ball forward. And it was good to see that they learnt from the second quarter. They went deeper into with their entries into the forward 50. The other thing I noticed that Sebast were tackling a lot stronger. Whilst they were tackling well in the first half, the intensity lifted even further. So they've got themselves back into the game with an opportunity to win, and augurs well for a good final quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're Michael Seal, what's your last address right now? What are you saying to the Sebast boys?
I think they just need to continue to win the contested ball at the coalface in the midfield and keep driving the ball long and strong. James Keeble's shown with his 3 goals already that one-on-one he's a very tough competitor and a good person to have the ball in his vicinity. So if they can get the ball into his territory, that augurs well for them kicking a winning score. So yeah, win the contested ball, get numbers around the contest, and hold momentum for the majority of the rest of the game, and then that'll go well for them winning the game.
We're all set up for a classic finish in the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final. It's a goal in it, and we'll catch you on the other side of the three-quarter time. Welcome back to the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final between Sebastopol and Melton. There's a kick in it at 3/4 time. What do we think of this, Paul?
Well, as I said just before just at 3/4 time there, I think if Sebas or whoever wins the contested ball and wants to win the game the most will win the game. Numbers to the footy is the key. Territory game, obviously, in these conditions. Whoever can win the contested ball and get the ball going their way, I think will win the game.
Yeah. Good analysis of what can happen. As we know, the scoring has been today to the right of screen, but I wouldn't put it beyond Sebastopol. They definitely owned that 3rd quarter.
James Keeble gone into the centre. Gone into the middle of the ground.
Yeah, he's having a bit of an X-Factor day, isn't he, really? So why not?
Keel and Lockyer in the goal square with Hutt.
Ken Lockyer, even though he's underdone, pretty wounded, could he be the difference in this last quarter, the skipper?
I think Michael Searles decided to load up in the forward line and put some of the bit of X-Factor around the ball.
Just waiting for the last of the fans to get off the ground before we can get underway.
At the Melton end, the 2 Carter boys situated about 30 metres out from goal.
Well, this is where the weather conditions have probably played into Sebastopol's hands, because the Carter boys have been effectively ineffective today.
Correct.
Here we go.
Braden Kite playing a little higher.
It's going to be Orr and Richards. Orr winning the tap, and now straight away here's Jacob Hickey. He gets it forward for Melton. This will be a huge first goal if they can get it. Spinning around, handball to the captain, Braden Kite. Will he? No, misses. Just hit the wrong part of the ball. It was set up for him, and it's out of bounds on the full. Here goes Sebastopol, out of the back pocket. Short chip kick from.
That could have been a big moment. That could have been a big moment in this game.
Hart went to True, and then True to out the packet, then goes wide and turned over. Here's Cotter. Gets run down, but gets the handball away, and there's Hickey again. Handball's back. Can they find someone inside forward 50? There's Carter. Can he win the ball? He can't, but then he gets the tackle, handballs it out. Well, good defended, and they've got the numbers out here if they can get it. Here goes Sebastopol. This is Veal. He's gonna left footer. He gets run down. Good tackle from behind, and it's paid.
Yeah, fell for the old, didn't change pace when he picked it up, Bailey, and has paid the price for holding the ball.
And Lockie Walker will send it back in to attack for Melton.
What an atmosphere we're enjoying here at Mars Stadium. Walker with a long kick towards half forward. Carter has it fisted away. That was Ryan Carter, and the ball over the boundary line to be thrown in 50 metres around from Melton scoring zone. 5-7-37 plays 4-7-31. Just 90 seconds into this 4th quarter of our grand final, and it's going to go right to the wire. Kick forward from Watkins. Hickey, he's been good early, gathered a number of possessions. There's Dummett, although...
Great tackle by Cassidy.
Yeah, it was. He's been good today, Lockie Cassidy. He uses the stand rule absolutely superbly and then pumps it long towards the commentary wing. Yeah, using his body beautifully there was Riley Walker. And a 50 running through the protected zone, and this is going to take Riley Walker inside 50. And we know that he's typically a good deliverer when he's bringing the ball out of defence, and I just wonder what he's kicking on goals like when he's got that added layer of tension, trying to put it between the big ones.
Not sure he'll have the shot here. He might just, well, it looks like he's going to have the shot.
He's doing the Matthew Lloyd with a little bit of grass, I suspect. So the conditions have certainly improved here at Mars Stadium in Ballarat as Walker gets to 49, kick on goal. Well, he carries the journey quite nicely, but misses to the near side. The margin is 7 points, 5-8-38. That's Melton leading Sebastopol 4-7-31.
It's a handy point, isn't it? Here goes Banbury out of fullback. Long can Hutt get under this. He needs to have a big last quarter. Gets through his hands, but gets over the back, which might not be the worst thing. Good tackle from Hill, and then an underground handball from Melton. And goes Watkins, and off the legs of Harrison Hanley. Out of bounds. So Melton in attack again. They've owned position early in this. final quarter. First goal so crucial to this contest. Or gets it down in the path. On from Walker coming through. He goes in again, Walker. Can't get it out. And then Cassidy gets it now and swings it around the corner. Hutt. And gets it through. And then good work. A couple of players go down. Here goes Toby here. Gets it in the path for Tony Lockyer. Tony Lockyer gets it forward. Went to ground, and then they could be all right here. Gets it out, and very well done from Melton off the ground, and they could be back into attack here.
Watkins, I think.
Yeah, Watkins it is. Kicks towards half forward. Kite wasn't really in that contest, but did get across to at least trouble the Sebastopol defenders and make them feel that they needed to try to find the boundary. So in a way, he had a little win there on that occasion, the Melton skipper, and the ball will be thrown in between centre wing and half forward, right in front of this massive crowd in the northern stand at Mars Stadium. That throw-in carries both ruckmen as a little bit of a wrestle, sees them both go to ground and totally miss it. Also going to ground was Bailey Veal, and the umpire says he had no prior opportunity. We'll have a ball up on the edge of the square. Orr and Richards at it again. Sebast take possession, and they're also taken with a heavy tackle by Lachlan Watkins, and the umpire comes into play once again. 5 minutes have gone in this fourth quarter. 5-8 plays 4-7. Cracking contest to decide the premier for 2022.
It's it down over the top. Good kick off the ground there from Walker. Let's get it inside, and then a good handball out to Hickey. He's already kicked one. He couldn't gather cleanly. Still can't gather cleanly. A few fumbles. He gets it eventually out, and then forward and well set is Sebastopol. Although, has it been called play on? Yeah, so unlucky for Ben True and Sebastopol, but they're handling this pressure right here. Could go down the other end and kick one against the flow. Dummett, good hands out to Orr, and then Orr trying to get it. That was silky from Borg, although he gets run down. The umpire says holding the ball. Inspirational stuff from Banbury. He wants to go quickly. He's going to go long down the middle. They look well set, although coming back with a fly was really well done from Blake Suter.
Great courage.
Just had to take his time there, Banbury, even though need to get on the board. It just didn't seem like the right option. Melton was so well set up. Now Suter's going to go down, and this player takes nearly an uncontested mark. That's Watkins. Watkins looking for Borg. Borg couldn't quite get it in front of Hanley. On hands and knees was Cassidy. Gets it out, and then they'll go again here. It's Dummett and O'Shea on the outer side. O'Shea looks like he's got the wheels on Cotter. He gets it forward. Now Dummett, it's over to you, mate. Gets it down, and once again, Melton have the numbers. So through Suter, and then over the top to Walker. And then to Hickey. They look right, and over the top. This could be huge. Ryan Carter gathers the ball. Gets it out to Hanley. Hanley kicks to the tip of the goal square. It's a 2-on-1. Gets it out. Fumble now, and then good pressure from Sebastopol to hold up against the attack of Melton. It's going to go out of bounds. Huge opportunity there for Melton, and good work from Sebastopol.
Yeah, great defensive effort by Sebas. Melton looked very dangerous going forward there.
Sure did. They just held the fort magnificently on that occasion, the Boroughs. Carter doing the ruck work, went alone, opportunity, bursting through, missing to the left, Melton. Wasted opportunity. 8 points separate the two sides. The Bloods 5-9-39. Sebas 4-7-31. Just the 2 points added by the Bloods in this fourth term.
Ben Hutt goes over the top. Long kick, and the umpire says play on. Keeble gets it now and kicks it forward. There's a man all on his own. He's going to have pressure now. A little bit of a fumble, and then comes off the side of the boot. So now the Melton player in Lachlan Walker is going to have to mop this up. He takes his time and kicks inboard. Great kick. And great composure to hit Brenton Payne, who's been pretty good all day down back. Kicks it purely down and goes out, and they'll be happy with that stoppage. 70 metres out from their goal, Melton.
Bit proppy, Brenton Payne, coming off after that kick. Yeah, he's got a bit of cramp happening. He's called for the trainer for a bit of a rub.
A bit time for some pickle juice there.
Ball thrown in at half forward. Fisted away by Orr. Banbury runs onto it, led the pack, but the ball won out. And we'll have it thrown in. I just wonder how many of the players wear long stops, because typically the mouldeds are the fashion, as we well know, and we've had a relatively dry season, and there's a bit of slipping and sliding going around. There's also a hold from that contest, and it's going to go the way of Orr. So Big Orr, who's missed a fair bit of the season. McIntyre's shouldered the burden for Melton this year. He kicks O'Shea, had hands on it, couldn't hold it. Trying to burst through. Heaney wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire says you had prior opportunity. And did not dispose, and as a consequence...
Want to give the ball back, yeah.
Right on the last line, it is going to be Ben Hutt to clear for Sebas.
Yeah, they go. They got to take some opportunities. And they come here. They got to take the game on to Widgery down. Got it in front. That was good from Matt Austin. He was blindsided, though. Good tackle from Cotter. I don't think he had prior opportunity because he didn't see him coming. And a lot of stoppage on the outer side of the ground near centre wing. So here, watch for Cassidy. Is going to be huge in this final 20 minutes of the season. It's all to play for.
Melton dropping another player behind the ball. Spare player.
Sebastopol I think I read before, haven't won a senior flag in 40-something years.
I think 1975 was the last victory.
And they've not won a Ballarat Football League premiership. That one was in a different competition.
That's right.
This would be momentous for Sebas, as it would be for Melton, looking to break a 17-year drought.
Which also, I think, was in the Riddle League. Or no, Ballarat Football League. Ballarat Football League, early days.
Back in now. Good work from both teams. Have put on a good display of football here, and it's just tied up between there. Here's Dummett. He'll get it out. He does. And Holding couldn't take clean possession. Now he does. He's tackled straight away. So a lot of pressure here. Who's going to find more space? As you see late in games, that game seems to open up.
Just get the feeling if Sebas can get the ball forward, they're a massive chance.
Hickey. Good work, Banbury. Oh, just couldn't take the mark. He did everything but take the mark. And then coming across was Paps. He was huge, getting the ball away from Hanley. It's a forward now, pushed as he kicked, and it's out of bounds on the full. So big win for Melton as they'll kick back in.
10 minutes gone, and we've seen just the two behind scored for the quarter. It's quite remarkable, the arm wrestle that we're witnessing here at Mars Stadium as the kick is fisted over the line, and we'll have another ball in. 5-9-39 plays 4-7-31. Keebles booted 3 for Sebas, Hutt 1, and 5 individual goal kickers for Melton: Borg, Kite, Heaney, Walker and Hickey. Back in action now. Melton an opportunity to go forward thanks to Jack Walker getting across. There's Banbury. He's been really solid today, the young fella. And Melton take possession, and they're taken possession of. And the ball up 40 metres out from the Bloods' goal. And the Bloods lead it by 8 points.
Back in only 40 metres out from their goal, and looks like they got the numbers here. A couple of players go to ground. One of them was Kite. Now, True's got some space if he can gather, although Hickey's hunting him down. Gets it into this one-on-one contest between Cotter and O'Shea. That trickles out of bounds. Just a holding pattern in this game. You can feel the tension's going to rise as we get down to the last 18 minutes of the season.
One-on-ones all over the ground here.
Here go Melton, forward. Banbury picks it up and then has to get rid of it, and he does. Good pressure from Melton. Here goes Dummett. He loves to crack in it. It's a good handball, though, out. And now here go Suda. Can he find someone inside the 50? It's a low kick, and it couldn't quite get to Carter. And then running after it's Hickey. Evades a couple and then gets it deep inside their 50. Going back with a fight and then dropping the mark. Here's Banbury again. He's been so good today. Gets it out. They look well set, Melton, although Dummett gets the ball out, and a good tackle on the outer side will create a much-needed stoppage for Sebastopol.
Wow, how good Banbury has been in this fourth term.
Solid as a rock back there and denying Melton of lots of forward entries. Blood rule. Looks like a blood rule from...
It's Widgery.
Yeah, Widgery.
I want to get him back on as quickly as they can. He's a very tough player. Something akin to Chase Dummett. Loves the bottom of the pack. (5:09.39) plays 4:7.31. 13.5 minutes gone. No goals. Won't be a long quarter, one would not think, unless there's a bit of a flurry of activity now.
Been a few stoppages.
Goes forward now from the stoppage, and it's out of bounds on the full. So they're just struggling to get possession up the field, Sebastopol. Every time they look at going forward, Melton's structure really worries them.
Just lacking a bit of connection forward of the centre.
What did Melton do? They've had so many opportunities in this last quarter. Going in there, and Sebastopol's defence is held up well. Gets out. No one can take the mark, and Orr just throws a boot at it, trying to get it forward. Cassidy's in there as well, of course. He wins the ball and then turns it over. And then anyone can win this one. It's in and under. I think that's Matt Austin. Good tackle. So 55 metres out from the Melton goal. 8 points in it. 14.5 minutes gone. Good tap out now, and ball's in congestion. Neither player really has it on that occasion. Another stoppage. So 45 metres out now as the clouds just come over. Could there be one last bit of rain? Starts to trickle down a little bit. Goes, and there's a free kick to Sebastopol. So here they go. They got to take it on now. In the middle to Tony Lockyer, the captain. He does a smart tap over the top. Couple of players in there. They've got to get it forward any way they can. Cracking in was Harvey, and how's the umpire going to read this? He's going to say no prior. So look at the rain radar. A little bit of rain could come by us. Back. Good tap from Orr, and then Stowe hands out. Orr again with a secondary tap. O'Shea, Dummett. He loves winning the contested footy. Here's Keeble. Can he kick his fourth? It gets past him, and then another fumble. Here's Keeble again. Make sure 3 players are sitting on him. There's a stoppage, but it's inside Sebastopol's forward 50. And with 16 minutes gone, 8 points the difference.
40 metres out from Sebastopol. Thrown up, massive players around the football. Trying to beat the tackle was Lachlan Phillips. He's pinged. Sebastian's going to have a kick some 50 metres out from goal. Keeble, he wheels around to the right as he's called to play on. He kicks long to the top of the square. Fists come from Melton, the snap on goal. Couldn't get the clean kick away. Here's an opportunity off the ground.
Harvey.
Jai Harvey's lunge, not quite successful. The margin cut back by just 1 point. That's the first score on the board for the fourth quarter for Sebas. 4-8-32, plays 5-9-39, 7 points. The advantage for Melton.
Just get the feeling that if Sebas can get the ball inside their forward 50,
they look dangerous,
they
don't
look
they?
very dangerous.
There you go. Who else would you want the ball in the hands of other than Jordan Cotter? Ever reliable, just mix it up and under. Looks like they've got good Melton representation. Good fist over the top. Here's Harvey. Can he get the ball forward? There could be a chance here. Here's Harvey coming from the back. Gets it forward. They've got numbers here. Sebastopol. It could be a stoppage. It is. So 15 metres out from Sebastopol's goal.
How long left, boys? How long left, you think?
Won't be long. Won't be
7 or 8 minutes playing time.
Here they go. Rove down out of the pack. Is it in? He's kicked the goal.
Chase Dummett.
Dummett's kicked it. What a day he's had.
Touched.
Oh.
It's not a goal at all. But now Melton will exit.
Chase Dummett was just about doing a lap of honour until he found out that it was touched.
The ball's kicked straight out of bounds on the full, so all the pressure happening here.
This is O'Shea. He's about to send it straight back inside the Sebas 50. Long kick to a massive player. Fisted over the line. Well. Chase Dummett. Exciting stuff. Unfortunately, didn't get the totally required result for him. One straight kick separates the two sides. Melton 5-9-39, Sebas 4-9-33, 18 minutes gone. Cassidy throws it on the boot, kick towards the top of the square. Hart at ground level. He's got some work to, some opponents to contend with. Going to ground was Lockyer. We'll have a ball up. This is dangerous territory. Melton won't like this here at all.
The margin's looking, if a Sebastopol comes, it could be extra time.
Ball thrown up. Dummett, another opportunity. Throws it on the boot. The ball fisted over the line for another rush behind.
Now it becomes a dangerous lead.
5 points separate the two sides as a third behind for the quarter is on the scoreboard for Sebastopol. 4-10-34. Melton lead by 5 points, 5-9-39.
Brenton Payne's got to find a red jumper here. Goes out over the top. They could be going back inside 50. Here they go. Bailey Mawson with a good defensive mark.
Good mark.
The kid, only 20 years of age now. Let's go back down that line. This is huge. This ball, and it's a good mark taken from Carter. A great season, and then goes longer, and the captain, it gets over his head. But it's going to be a throw in on the outer side of the ground. 5-9-39 Melton to 4-10-34 Sebastopol. 19.5 minutes gone.
As Orr goes up against Stowe, shallow throw in. Dummett off the ground. He's been good today.
Ooh, tough contest.
Suda, good use of the body. Keeble in the action once again. Fisted forward by Dummett. Jack Walker throws it on the boot. Waiting for it. Hanley off to a teammate. Kite could have been held. That's what he was appealing for. Knocked forward by Walker. Now it's dangerous for Sebas. Knocking in front of him was Snowden. And we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from the Melton goal, and you'd sense that with the dearth of scoring that if Melton can pinch one here, it might just about be theirs. It's going to be very, very hard for Sebastopol to back. Orr. Another secondary shot by Orr. Trying to burst. Orr throws it on the boot. Manito overran it. Cassidy's in there. O'Shea.
Ooh.
Kicking in danger. Free kick the way of Melton.
Hickey. No, Walker, sorry.
Well, this is a critical kick on goal to the western end of Mars Stadium. Lachlan Walker kicked a goal at the 18-minute mark of the second term. And now an opportunity to stretch the advantage to 11 points. 45-degree angle. He comes in, will kick from 45. It's across the face. And it's
out of bounds.
Hammered into the behind post. So it is going to be a throw in. As the play continued on, and a shot on goal was keeping the goal umpire occupied, but the boundary umpire had already determined the fact that the ball had hit the behind post. And we're going to have a throw in. 21.5 minutes gone in our grand final for 2022. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Courtesy of Red Onion Creative. Here's Archie Burley.
Comes back. Richards. Good tap from Orr. I think they're out though. Sebastopol. Good kick. And juggling mark was taken from Austin. It's going to go down the guts. This is the time. Lockyer and Payne. Good work from Lockyer though. Gets to the front. Melton win back the ball. And good tackle laid.
Dummett, I think.
Dummett, he's been one of the best all day.
It's been an enormous chase, Dummett, hasn't he?
Yep.
His conditions today.
Tireless worker.
Back in it. Richards and McIntyre in the ruck now. Good work, and O'Shea gathers. Can he get clean possession? He can, and then kicks out. It's going to be a running race here. Who's going to win it? Hands it just into open space, and it goes out of bounds. I don't know where he was going there. The umpire says throw it in. He hasn't haven't paid many deliberates today, if any. So now the throw in front of us in the commentary position. McIntyre and Richards, and Dummett throws it, a boot at it, and then what a good tackle. The two redheads, Cotter and O'Shea, battle it out. To back, McIntyre and Richards. Now that secondary tap from Richards, and then Dummett again to Cassidy. Back, over the top, and they look well set here. Richards goes forward. Can they take a mark? He gets over the back. Here's Keeble. What can James Keeble do in this situation? He just sits on it. He had no intention of getting rid of that ball, and it's Payne holding the ball. This is Sebastopol's opportunity. Keeble wants to go quickly. He sees O'Shea. Can O'Shea take the mark? It's over the top, and now Bailey Mawson has the ball to deal with. Gets it and is happy to see that over the boundary line. Huge from Bailey Mawson.
Probably need to go a bit more direct there, James. He saw the open player, but didn't execute.
Keeble missed the kick with 23 minutes gone. He just couldn't hit the kick, and Richards down to Dummett. Dummett couldn't get clean possession, and now it's every possession is so vital in this contest, and we got a stoppage, so I'll hand it over to Wes Cusworth.
24 minutes have elapsed in our fourth quarter of our 2022 decider. It is indeed a Ballarat Toyota match of the day. It is up there as the match of the season. This one could have been a high tackle. No, umpire calls play on. Dummett has his kick smothered. Good defensive work once again by Melton. Pack forms. The umpire will have no option but to ball this one up. 5-9-39 plays 4-10-34. Just 5 points separating the two sides. And we've gone 24 and a half minutes into the fourth quarter. There won't be long left. Big leap from McIntyre. McIntyre working hard below his knees, and another ball up will occur. No, in fact, the umpire calls play on. He's giving the players every encouragement to try to get it out, and wisely not choosing to guess one there, and says we will ultimately have another ball up. 5 points separating the two sides. Sebas in attack. Melton defending gallantly. Kick inside 50. Crunch of bodies. Opportunity for Sebastopol. What a great tackle by Melton. Dispossessed. Desperate defensive work by the Bloods on the last line of defence, and that may well be match-saving work.
Could be a blood rule.
We've got a blood rule. So we're going to have just a brief pause in hostilities here at Mars Stadium. 5-9-39 plays 4-10-34. What a cracking contest.
It's not bad, because any interchanges you need to make, you can make them now.
Unbelievable.
Well,
deep entry into the forward 50 and not quite getting it on the boot and just got tackled.
Yeah, a bit of claret flowing from the eyebrow. But it was a desperate, desperate tackle. And may well be the hero of the day.
Goes Payne.
That was Lockie Phillips coming off the ground. Long kick. Payne was the right man to take the kick there because he's such a penetrative kick. Trying to burst through Sebas. There's just players swamping the football right at the moment. And the ball over the boundary line on centre wing. Opposite side of the ground from us in the commentary position. Right in front of the McDonald's Ballarat sign. They've supported the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League for a very, very long time, and they've got a grand final to make up for the loss of the last couple of years. McIntyre fists it forward. Melton, opportunity through Hanley, dispossessed. Ball spills out to the advantage of Jacob Hickey. Around the body, awkward bouncing football. Taken and eventually worked over the boundary line as the tackle caused the ball to spill. And we'll have a throw in.
To go.
No, 55 metres out from the Melton goal. They lead by 5 points. 27 minutes gone in the fourth term.
Here they go. Is there one last twist in this game? Sebas battles so hard. They go through now. It was a throw. Cassidy just gets it on the boot. Comes to Lockyer. Good work from Payne over the top. Now Lockyer just crushing the pack. Couldn't get it forward, and it's another stoppage, and 27 and a half minutes gone.
Only 3 points to 2 for the quarter in Sebas's way. Can't be much longer left. A lot of stoppages, though.
Here they go. It's Cassidy is a holding free kick. It's going. Cassidy is going to send it inside. Here's Toby Hart against Bailey Mawson. Gets over the back. Keeble's there. Can he keep it in? No, it's parried over the boundary line. And Jordan Cotter nearly had to fall over the boundary, and here we go.
Could be the last roll of the dice here. 28-minute mark.
5 points in it. 28 minutes gone. the 2022 Ballarat Grand Final. Over the top from Richards. Is there anyone there? Good tackle from Austin. He throws himself forward, trying to get the free kick. He's not going to get it. Only be seconds to go. Up again. Does Sebas have one last gasp? Here goes O'Shea. He could create something. Trying to get it through, and then Borg taking it away and then tackled. The umpire says play on. Cassidy head over the ball. Out now, and they're going to go forward. No, it's a great saving tackle there, and then his head was taken off nearly. It's a high tackle, so they're going to have one last opportunity.
Oh, no, he's going to bring it back.
He's going to have to bring it back. 28, nearly 29 minutes gone. 5 points in it. They're going to send this as long and strong inside the forward 50 as you can.
Get it moving.
Can they take a mark? There's only seconds to go. Surely. Lockyer, maybe. No. Austin, hands over. Is there a chance here? It's kicked out. They just got to bomb it long. Here they go. It's Banbury. They've got the numbers here. Sebastopol, they can get it back and send it in. Oh, kicks it into the man that it was on, and they kick it forward. Hugo Paps has one to deal with. Paps gets it, nearly slipping over, and then kicking it back down that line.
Did well in the end.
He's going to kick it. They just got to go. Here's Ben Hutt. He's got to find someone.
He's found him.
Goes to Harvey. Harvey's got to find someone here inside the forward 50. They got to have a shot at goal. Lockyer over the top, might fly. Is it a mark? Take it, it is!
It's a mark. Keeble.
Oh,
he's played on. He's played on, James.
Keeble's played on. Keeble was 40 metres out. He kicked 3 and he tried to centre it.
It's very unselfish, but...
What a battle we've got on our hands. Melton take possession. They're taking in the tackle. We'll have another ball up. No umpire calls play on, letting it go.
30 and a half minutes
Now we've
gone.
got the ball up. There can only be seconds remaining in the contest. 30 and a half minutes gone. 5-9 plays 4-10. 5-point lead for Melton. McIntyre goes. Kite throws it on the boot. Everybody in Sebastopol's half. Kick outside 50. Mawson. Sneaky little handball. Melton can clear. One-on-one contest. Fisted away by Crone. Ball at ground level. Now Sebas. Another opportunity. This is Hutt. Ben. Kicks towards 50. Mark spilt by Suda. Ball over the boundary line. 60 metres around from the Sebastopol scoring zone. 5-9-39 plays 4-10-34. Here is Archie Burley to bring you the final part of the action.
31 minutes gone. Is there one last twist in this game? This is for all the glory, and there's the siren. Melton have won the 2022 Ballarat Toyota Grand Final by 5 points in the most dramatic of fashions.
Unbelievable.
They had a chance with probably 30 seconds to go. James Keeble took the mark, and anyway, Melton, they played well all year, only losing the 2 games, and they've done it in tricky conditions at Mars Stadium by 5 points. And the fans stormed the field as Sebastopol obviously deflated with that. James Keeble had all the right intentions in mind, trying to centre the ball, and it just came out. And it must be said, Bailey Mawson did exceptional in that last play or two. In the last 5 minutes, he had a couple of efforts that were really match-winning. So,
yeah, great defence by the Melton boys. They got back behind the footy and stemmed the tide, but Sebas had a lot of the play in the last 10 minutes and just couldn't quite get the job done.
It was a great contest all day, and it's a bit shell-shocked. You would be if you're a Sebastopol supporter or player. What are your thoughts on some of the better players today, Paul?
Yeah, well, for Sebas, Lockie Cassidy's second half was huge. Got them back into the game. James Keeble with his 3 goals, and then I had an opportunity late in the game to either share the ball or kick it himself, and he decided to try and share it around quite unselfishly. Just didn't come off for him. Chase Dummett on the ball was a good contributor all day for Sebas. For Melton, I thought Mark Orr in the ruck was solid all day.
Yeah.
He was a very good, solid contributor. Lockie Walker, Jacob Hickey, Braden Kite early in the game was very instrumental in the reason why Melton got out to a bit of a lead. He was in everything, and obviously had an intent as the captain to lead from the front. But overall, it was a cracking game, cracking contest, and all credit to Sebas for their efforts throughout the year, and none not discounting today, because
exactly.
they were super. And Melton, as you said, they've been the best side all year.
They probably deserved in the end, but yeah. I think, I don't know, I'm still trying to think who I'm giving a best on ground trophy it is in this competition, and I think that Blake Suter was good all day. I mean, if you're going to, it's a flip of the toss of the coin for me. I also think that Chase Dummett cracked in all day. If you're going on like really around the ground, I think he was, but impact on the match, I think in that James Keeble, I think.
Cassidy as well.
Yeah, exactly. In that third quarter, I think it was, Keeble really drew him back, straightened back in the game. So if it wasn't for him, could be a much bigger margin, and obviously, hopefully that doesn't get into his head too much, that mistake, because he was trying to do the right thing and just didn't come off, and that's football.
That's right. Yeah, so he was trying to do, he thought there was someone in a better position. He decided to pass it. It just didn't come off for them, and had that kick come off, the fella's having a shot for goal from 30 metres out. He's still got to kick the goal too. So, that's footy, and surely you couldn't blame James for
no, definitely not.
For that in that instance. There's plenty of other instances in the game where they, I suppose, the difference in the end was probably the 2 goals at the start of the day, where they got 2 goals in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Exactly.
Got out to a lead.
Bring it back to that.
And if they're that's probably the difference in the end. 5-point result, 14 shots apiece. So it's a very tight grand final, and it was a fitting end to a great season.
Yeah, great season it was. Would like to thank Red Onion Creative for broadcasting all season. Before we get to the presentations, they've been great. Some of the people behind the scenes, Caleb Ludlow, really running this whole day. Well done, Caleb. He's the busiest man on the planet. And also I think that that game it was nearly every time in that last quarter. You said to me before, Paul, that every time Sebastopol got it inside their forward 50, they looked dangerous, but they just couldn't get it in there enough until the last 5 minutes. They kept having repeat entries, but it was so clogged up, and they still nearly won. Keeble, that mark was, he was instrumental all day, and that mark really topped it off.
Mark too, unbelievable mark.
Yeah, we couldn't say who took it. It was about a pack of 25 players, and he jumped over all of them.
Yeah, and it was just a very good contest, and
they can hold their heads up high knowing they left it all out there.
Absolutely, and Melton probably had the ascendancy in the first half, and that's why they got out to a lead of 19 points at half time. But then when Sebas got on top in the midfield, kicking 3 goals, 2 to 1 goal, 1 in the third quarter, and probably having majority of the momentum in the last quarter as well, they just couldn't quite get it done, unfortunately for them. And Melton have run out premiers.
Singing the song in the middle of that huddle at the moment. It's a special moment. Premierships are so hard to come by, and I think, what is a 17-year drought they've broken, so well done to Melton. I'm sure the players, supporters, coaches, everyone will really get around Melton tonight, and I'm sure they'll have a good night celebrating.
Massive celebrations at both clubs, I'd imagine, after both having fantastic seasons. Melton down the highway, no doubt, will have a big night in their new facility, and Sebas out the road here can hold their head high and be proud of their efforts all year. they've come from third to play off in the grand final and nearly win it.
Well, you don't get much more close than that to winning it.
One straight kick away.
Oh, we won't rub it into the Sebastopol supporters.
No.
Do we have an AFL score update?
Score update in the AFL.
Grand final for the senior football for 2022. I think you'll agree with me that we have witnessed potentially one of the great grand finals of the modern era, and that comes as a consequence of a fantastic battle between two terrific sides. Can you please join me in congratulating the Sebastopol Football Club for their contribution to today's epic battle. Please put your hands together for Sebastopol. We also congratulate the umpires that were appointed to today's today's decider. They work hard throughout the course of the season to be awarded the opportunity to officiate at such important games as our grand final in senior company for 2022. We congratulate our field umpires who will receive a medal. We congratulate Adrian Tonetti, Brock Reed and Brent Irvin. Our boundary umpires involved in today's grand final: Oliver Kukovac, Charlie Goldsworthy, Solomon Meeson and Isaac Rosato. And the goal umpires officiating in today's decider: Madison Piazza and Callan Evans. And thanks to our Ballarat Football Netball League Chairman Adrian Bedio for providing the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation is the Ballarat Football Netball League Roy Edwards Memorial Trophy. The Roy Edwards Memorial Trophy is presented each year to the best player as determined by the directors of the Ballarat Football Netball League. And for 2022, the recipient is Blake Suter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the AFL Victoria Best on Ground, to be presented by Head of AFL Victoria and former League General Manager, Mr. Ben Kavanagh to my left. The AFL Victoria medal is presented to the best player as determined by the officiating umpires today. We welcome Ben to make the presentation. The umpires in today's game have decided that the AFL Victoria Best on Ground medal is to be awarded to Jack Walker. Thank you very much to Ben Kavanagh for helping us out with the presentation. Well, as I made mention, it was a terrific contest today, made special by the significance of the close contest. It was a fiercely fought battle, and that came as a result of the outstanding contribution to the game by Sebastopol. I'd like to invite Michael Searle to come forward to say a few words on behalf of his team. Please join me in welcoming Michael to the microphone.
Firstly, congratulations, Melton. You were the benchmark of the competition all year. We knew we were up against it. Obviously, we've come against you a couple of times this year and fallen short by a fair margin. And just through with our boys, while the pain will hurt for a while, we've got to be proud of the effort that we've put in today. A big thanks to the support from both Melton and Sebastopol, especially, because obviously not the finest day for weather, but it's appreciated to hear that roar and encouragement as well. So thanks a lot. Congratulations to Timsy. Enjoy the celebration, boys, and well done. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael, being very gracious in defeat. Now I'd like to invite Aaron Timms to come forward to speak on behalf of the Melton Bloods.
Geez, I'll look after you, Nabby. Firstly, to Sebas and Searles, I'm really going to miss our beers after games. I know you're heading off now, but I wish you all the best in any football or any further movements in the footy that you have from now on. To the Sebas boys, I know you're hurting at the moment, but be really pleased with getting to where you got. It's really hard to get to grand finals, and it was good to see us two go off against each other because we're obviously the two sides that have put east to the sword the last couple of years, but they've been able to get over the top. So when you get back and have a few beers, obviously don't worry about the loss. Speak about the good times that you had during the year, and you guys will be back better than ever next year anyway. So all the best. To all the supporters from Sebas and Melton, I thought there was a bit going on over there at one stage. We couldn't even hear out on the ground. Obviously, you're enjoying yourselves. You know, it's great. Football clubs can only run on their supporters, so make sure you keep getting behind both clubs and looking after the boys. The league, great food, obviously celebrating the together.
Get all the tackers on the right. Sorry, on the left.
Put that in the box so you don't destroy it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of the Ballarat Football Netball League 2022 Carlton Draft Grand Final. I am your stream technician, Caleb Ludlow. Thank you from everyone at the team here, all the commentary team, all the amazing camera operators that we had here today, Red Onion Creative for allowing us to do the work here, all the sponsors from the league. They, just the work that the league does to allow all this to happen is just amazing. And we've had a really good day today, and I hope everyone's really enjoyed the stream, and we will catch you all next time. See you later.